Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragonriders, a Song of the Damned. My name is Peter or PB, I am your Dungeon Master, and we are joined by Callum, who plays Aegis, plus his two special guests who may appear on camera at times. Thumbs up, no explanation for that. They appear, they appear. Tommy, who plays Sorrows. Alex, who plays the Rui Ned. And the grown-up stable boy is covering for Samo today, but we are expecting Samo to join a little bit later, so when that happens, we'll do some camera trickery to have him show up. Previously, Alex, once again, nothing major happened while player was absent, so nothing to worry about. You guys beat the Hydra. I got 3 nat 1s trying to hit you. Fun little fight, and then you guys continued on your way to Core Point. On the way to Core Point, Aegis received a call me, beat me if you want to reach me from Celeste on the Sending Stones. I can't remember exactly how the message went, but essentially it was, shit's gotten complicated, arrived at Orcs, we have prisoners, I think was actually exactly how it was phrased. Basically, it was revealed that Celeste, Dai, and Kytheria had all reached Orcs, where after a few days of working for the local government there to try and build up trust, they got ambushed at the palace by an Inquisitor, and they won. Which now has put them in a precarious situation of they're in Orcs, having sort of taken over the palace inadvertently and landed a dragon there, and Orcs isn't the capital, so when Vires finds out, which is the capital, you're probably looking at, a siege. But they were like, if we just leave, there's a power vacuum here. Anyway, someone gave them some sage advice. We'll get to that in just a moment. Meanwhile, over on the western end of the map, well, not really the western end of the map, to the west, but in the middle of the map, we followed Sorrows' 26-day journey or something like that.
Something crazy.
Yeah, nearly a month. From Damask all the way down to his location that he was going to go to, which we'll reveal in a moment because the other players do know now, but obviously it was secret previously. Along the way, he had some minor encounters. He found a weird hourglass sticking out in the sand, like a giant hourglass sticking out in the sand, which seemed to be just slowly dripping sands into the bottom, but seemed to have been doing it for hundreds of years, and it made Sorrows feel sad. And then they tried to help some settlers catch some parchment that had kind of gotten blown up by a dust wind, and Gion got a paper cut, and that made her feel sad. And then when they were down near Orcs, something a little weird happened. Tommy, would you like to describe the weird thing that happened?
So I heard maybe calling it a humming isn't doing it justice. A very almost earthquake-like rumble with a deep, loud humming, which was coming a long way away to my east, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't an earthquake. You could tell it wasn't a natural thing. So they looked at what could be the origin point of that, and Sorrows went, well, to the east of us, almost directly east of us, is Orcs, which is where the rest of our gang was supposed to go.
Oh, was it an army approaching?
No, it wasn't that bad. So they headed over to Orcs. It was only about a 2-day ride for them, so they heard it 2 days away, though, on horseback. And they got there. It was revealed that during the fight, this is a bit that Celeste didn't have enough words to mention in his Sending Stone, Kytheria had stolen an artifact from the Palace of Orcs called, it's a dragon horn, basically, just a cut-off dragon horn, that Dai was like, hey, that's part of your legend, baby. You're going to need that. So during the fight, Kytheria threw it to Celeste. Celeste blew into it, and I'm going to read the description of this horn. I don't actually remember if I read it last session, so I'm just going to read what it does. It involved me making the most ridiculous measurement ever on this map. It's called Drakhorn. Drakhorn is a signaling device making the earth resonate to its call. The low moaning drone of the Drakhorn discomforts normal animals within a few miles and can be heard by all dragons within 2,000 miles, warning them to rise and be wary, for great danger is at hand. It can also be heard by all other creatures up to 500 miles away. Which is basically the entirety of the kingdom of Vires could hear it. And a little bit further beyond that. And that's what summoned his dragon to the city so that he could then fight off the Inquisitor's dragon. But it also allowed Sorrows to show up. Also, while in Horus, Sorrows bought his half-plate. So he's got that now. But he got then catch up with Celeste, Di, and Kytheria, who indeed do have prisoners, both the governor of Horus and an Inquisitor. They were like, what do? And there was a bit of debate as to what do. Di was all like, hey, build your legend, you know, you've now made a thing that literally the entire kingdom will have heard and stories will spread of that sound followed by a dragon showing up. If you go and ride out on a dragon, people will be like, hey, that's a dragon rider who's not like an Inquisitor. That's weird. It's like, this is your opportunity to build the legend of Celeste. Kytheria was a little bit more like, hey, maybe we shouldn't, manipulate a situation like this. But then Sorrows, I think, was the one who kind of took the angle of the people of Horus are mostly living in poverty. The divide between rich and poor in Horus and Vires is immense. And so he was like, this is actually an opportunity to free an entire kingdom. And by doing that, we've also then got a really strong ally if we free an entire kingdom, or at the very least an entire city. Basically the decision was made that if Celeste, Di, and Kytheria just fuck off, there's a power vacuum. And all that will happen is a moment of chaos in the city, followed by the previous status quo being reasserted, if not made worse, right? Or if they stay and try and find a suitable candidate to run the city instead, because they don't want to run the city, then you potentially have an ally. The only problem is almost certainly going to lead to a civil war. So they're basically currently in the process of trying to find someone to run the city while bracing for a civil war with the rest. And then that was communicated back to Aegis, I believe. Or was that actually communicated back to Aegis, or do I need to do that this session? I can't remember. We'll have the Sending Stones happen this session then.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
And then we follow the rest of Sorrows' journey from Horus down to the Serrilos, the ancient dome built by the giants for an unknown purpose just south of Vires. You visited that location in Songs of the Forsaken. Cool. That's where we left off, as with Sorrows being there and your group arriving at Core Point. Also, Sorrows has 2 levels of exhaustion. That's good. That's fun.
Which makes him sad.
Which makes him sad. One of them is because he was a good boyfriend and protected Gion during a sandstorm. I can't remember what the other one was for.
The other one...
It's failing some role, but I can't remember what. Was it
the
just
other
failing
one,
the journey?
That was just failing the journey, yeah.
Okay. As in, like, failing the end role of the journey. So, yeah. And you're not, as I previously stated, 5,000 miles away from each other, but you are about 1,000 miles away from each other, which is still pretty fucking far. Cool. Anyone particularly want to go first? Obviously, I know Samo's not currently here, so we could do Tommy's stuff first if you want to, or we could just... We're probably going to have to go to Core Point before Samo gets here anyway, so I'm kind of happy with either or. If not, I'll roll a dice.
Roll the dice, I guess.
Yeah, roll the dice.
Okay, 1 is going to be Core Point group, 2 is going to be Serrilos group first. 2. We're going to the Serrilos first.
Alright.
Alright. So, the following events then... Actually, before we do that, let's just get something out of the way, because otherwise I might forget it. This would have happened before you guys arrived at Core Point. Let's just do the sending stone message that Celeste would send to Aegis. So I've got to work out 25 words now. Could have written all of this beforehand, but now it's better to do it live. Sorrows arrived at Oris, talked about situation. We're staying. We'll try to find someone to run city, but suspect that civil war is brewing. Did it in 24 again. Celeste's last message was also 24 words, and then Aegis' response was 24 words, so 24 is consistent at the moment.
How many words is the max?
25.
You just stick on the 25th word, yikes.
They can do it once per day each, so obviously, like, if you're like, there's not enough info there, they can add more later. So Aegis, you get that message.
Gotta finish it off with Roger.
Or over. Aegis, what's your response, or do you just fucking ignore him? That sucks, lol.
That's cool.
I'm not reading all that, but congrats, or I'm sorry.
TLDR, please.
Just made it to Core Point. Can regroup if needed. Let me know next day. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I'm gonna... If we get to... I'm gonna say, because the events with Tommy and Oris happened before you reach Core Point, so when we get to your Core Point moment, if you just remind me if I forget, that will be helpful. So, we're jumping forward then to... we are jumping forward to the 18th of Dead Month, so 10 days later than what it's showing on the calendar is the date for the following scene. So Tommy, the previous day, actually no, I think it was the same day, you and Gion got buffeted by a sandstorm. You are tired and weary, especially you, but your journey is over. You arrive at the Serrilos at about 5 a.m., so just as the sun is maybe starting to rise. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna collapse off the horse at this point.
Okay. Unconscious or barely conscious, or just in a kind of dramatic I'm tired sort of way?
Barely conscious and dramatic, I'm tired and buffeted by sand, and yeah. But if I remember rightly, we ended up in a really safe place.
Yes, the Serrilos is safe, the entrance to it. The Serrilos, by the way, it doesn't really show on the map, but it's a kind of rocky area where the actual Serrilos itself is kind of inside a... what's the word I'm looking for? It's essentially surrounded by rocks, and it's a thin canyon that you walk through between these like cliffs. And the cliffs aren't huge; they're maybe 30 feet high or so. But like you basically follow this fairly narrow valley into an opening where the Serrilos is. So it's kind of cut off from the wider desert. So yeah, once you're within that valley, you're basically safe.
All right. We're gonna make camp for a couple of days then, so I can get rid of this exhaustion.
Okay. It would take 2 days to get rid of your exhaustion. Completely. So if you want to do that, that's fine. You've got the resources to burn. So yeah, I think I can do this. Let me just try this. That's fine. I can do that one manually then. You should see a pop-up on your screen.
Yes.
Cool. And basically you can either select, you can go and drag food and water from your inventory for your food and water, or you can say you've got an external source if you're in like a town or whatever and you buy food. But obviously right now you're using your rations. Why did that just say exhaustion +4? How did you gain exhaustion? Did you not drink water?
It didn't even give me the option to.
Okay, you did it wrong.
Shit, rations. Oh.
That's fine. I'm going to reset you to exhaustion level 2.
I did click. Oh, I think I pressed this plus symbol, didn't I?
Yeah, probably.
That might be why.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You need to do a second day anyway, so I'm going to put you down to exhaustion level 1, and then hopefully this should work. Just basically,
I don't even have option this time.
Okay, that's fine. Either way, just remove 2 days food and water from your inventory then. I'll do the same for Gion. That should also prompt whenever you guys manually say that you are having what's it called? Oh, you don't even need to drag it. You can just say plus, yeah. Yeah, you can, it'll just prompt you, so rather than me having to tell you to go in and edit it, it should make it easier if you don't do it wrong like Tommy did. Alright. Cool. So, cool, so this is then occurring on the 20th. Of Dead Month. What sort of time do you kind of enter further in towards the Serrilos itself?
So like 10 a.m. ish. I don't want to wake the potential giants up too soon.
Cool. Okay. You enter this this kind of clearing where, let's say, 30 feet rocks kind of surround in this large opening. Into the cliffs opposite you, you can see a large stone door. The stone door is a good 50 or 60 feet in the air. Adorned either side of the door is a kind of like triangular shape. Adorned either side of the door are these statue heads, and the path leading towards it is this sandstone bridge, essentially, with either side lapping against the edges. You get censored. You're now on witness protection. Either side of you are these pools of water that you can't see the bottom of. It seems that the water is perfectly clear and this kind of like lapis lazuli blue, but yeah, it's so deep that eventually it gets to the bottom and you can't see the bottom, but you can see like the edges of the walls go quite deep. So how deep exactly, not sure, but pretty damn deep. Can you give me... You can roll anything else that you would like to roll at this point, but at the very least, can you give me an insight roll, please?
I will give you the insight first.
I have reset the dice stats, so we're all good on that side. I remember to do stuff today. Did you make new dice?
No.
Your dice look different for me.
I can't remember what they looked like before, but...
I made new dice, but it shouldn't have affected your dice.
I think it might have.
How weird. Wonder whether it made it different for you as well. Next time you make a roll, tell me what your dice looks like, because it looked different to me. Anyways, 16's pretty good. You get a sense that you are being watched. From where, or by who, you're not sure, but you do not feel like your presence has been unnoticed. kind of hard for you to go unnoticed, and also you've camped here for 2 days, but, you know. Yeah, you get the sense of, like, someone watching you. Also, the door to the Serrilos itself is open. Just as a reminder, in Songs of the Forsaken, it was not. Not that you know that in character, but...
I'll turn to Gion. Do you get the feeling that we're being watched?
I don't know. Hold on. Give me one moment. Just let me have a think about that for a second. Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm being watched.
I like those dice. They look cool.
Yeah, I saw some real dice that I want to buy and went, I want to buy those, but I don't have the money right now. But I could make 3D versions of them in.
Game tea?
No, interestingly not. I'll send the link later. They look very pretty. I mean, I can send it now, actually.
Tell me if we come across something that looks familiar to you.
She nods.
I'm gonna roll perception.
Fuck, did that wrong. Alright, roll your perception. Send a link to the message rather than the actual link that's in the message. I'm an old man, I don't know how to work Discord. There we go. They're fucking expensive though, which is part of the reason why I haven't bought them, but they look very pretty. Cool. A 22 perception is very nice.
Just like those dice, goddamn.
Yeah. Even with a 22, you don't see anyone on the ridge around you watching. Maybe before it occurs to you, maybe they've got some sort of arcane way of monitoring you. There are spells that allow people to kind of censor, like invisible sensors that they can see through. So
can I roll Arcana?
Sure. $14, not bad. So what do your dice look like for you?
White text and kind of like a blacky body.
I just realised that I'm asking the worst person to describe
Yeah,
the
you
dice
really
because
are.
there's a red ridge to it for me, but you probably wouldn't be able to see that.
Oh.
All right, but your dice look more like, I would describe yours as like a purpley with a red rim to it, but yeah, that isn't what your dice used to look like, I don't think, but okay.
I can't remember what they looked like before.
You can always go and change your dice settings, by the way. The reason why I made mine different is because I installed some more dice modules, but if you ever want to go and edit them, you can go to the cogwheel and configure settings.
I remember I made them myself, whatever I had, but
Yeah.
I don't remember what I made.
But yeah, if you want to go and edit them, as I say, go to configure settings, and then you should be able to go into your 3D dice settings to make amendments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why. When the other two get to roll, I guess we'll see whether their dice have also looked different. It might be that by me in adding new modules, it automatically changed your guys' ones, which would be weird because it didn't change mine automatically. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Just if you don't like what your dice look like, you can always change them. And maybe it'll change your luck as well.
Well, it's gone well so far, so I like the ones you've given me.
Well, all right, in this session, I thought you meant this campaign. I was like, well, you are on the up, but you're still the lowest by quite a bit.
Let's keep it going.
All right, yeah, with a 14, it's not a great roll, but nonetheless, you can feel this entire place is thrumming with arcane energy.
Okay. Do I see any giant runes or anything like that?
Not from the outside. You're not technically in the Serrilos just yet, so.
Okay.
Oh.
He's back.
A cat takes his camera, briefly.
All right.
Wi-Fi
Let us-
bad.
Let us press on. And I'll start walking towards the door.
Okay. Oh, forgot one other thing, Alex, in the recap. Very important thing. You've got 2 new companions in your party. One of them is Sadok Goldtooth, the orc who helped you in the fight. And the other one is Rootbeer, who is a non-heroic halfling spellcaster, who is the person who was the spellcaster in the fight against the orc pirate. And also, you brought her with you to the Hydra, and after she survived both, I think Moog was the one who convinced her to join. No, it was Aegis who convinced her to join, wasn't it? So yeah, you've now got Rootbeer and Sadok Goldtooth. This is... Yeah, fuck with this music. Alright. Cool. You walk through the doors and you walk through this thin corridor that, after 20 seconds or so of walking through, opens into a large circular room. The floor and the walls are made of this kind of white marble, and in front of you is some sort of device that I don't think Sorrows will have ever seen anything quite like this. It is in the base on the floor is this large set of cogs and gears that are attached to these huge metal arms made of brass. Those arms reach out across the room in different directions, and adorned on each of them are these massive gemstones, each one shimmering and glowing with some kind of arcane energy. Above the cogs that seem to kind of connect all of these arms together is another set of cogs. Oh, he's earlier than we expected.
Yeah.
Let's kick the bot out. Fuck off, grown-up stable boy.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
Man
Hey.
had tail of cat and had to rush.
I even took those e-scooters in the rain to get here faster. That's the occasion.
Damn. Can't
But-
believe Sam
go
was
on.
going to get arrested for manslaughter.
What did I do?
Killed someone on your rush back, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, no, I just ran a few red lights, but I didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, so above the arms is another set of cogs, and this seems to have a disc with multiple holes in it, and again, these large brass orbs embedded in them. 2 brass orbs and a bunch of holes kind of around the orbs. You can also see just beyond that is what appears to be a kind of some sort of lensed device that is pointing in the direction of the larger device in the middle of the room, and what appears to be some sort of crank wheel that you can use attached to it. Around the edge of the room are a bunch of sigils. These are indeed giant runes, and they all appear to glow a faint blue. And then the ceiling is made entirely of the same sort of brass metal that this device in the middle is, in these kind of bladed... fuck, what's the word for it called? I used to sell cameras, I should know what this is called. Aperture, that's the word I was looking for. A bladed aperture going around, building into the ceiling. It's ever so slightly open with a small pinpoint of light coming down, bouncing off of the brass device and illuminating the room, but you get the sense that the arms of this aperture could open up wider or potentially narrower.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on the blades of the aperture, although at the moment they are not connected to each other, appear to be various circles with lines connecting some of them. But as I say, they're not connected properly. You can't, like, if it's a puzzle, it's a puzzle. It's not been constructed correctly at this point in time.
Right.
What do you do?
Just to
What do you
clarify,
say?
we're at Soros part.
Yes, in
First,
Serrilos.
okay.
Yeah. What do you say? What do you do? And we've only just got there, by the way, Sammy. All you've really missed is me and Alex debating whether Skyrim or Starfield is better in a casual debate while Callum zoned out. And then Tommy arriving at the Serrilos on the outside, and now he's on the inside, but only just got in there. So you haven't missed a huge amount.
Ooh. Was the dim gate something like this?
It was a large circular room, although not made of this type of stone. Smaller than this room as well.
This is indeed grand.
The sigils, she says, pointing at them. Some of these were there, yes. But
Are they in giant by any chance?
yes, they are. They are giant rooms.
What do they say?
This is a very good question. You speak fluent giant. I don't think I've prepared what each one of them says, so I'm just going to highlight the key ones. I've got a journal note up here. That's why the camera's just panning over there, if the viewers are wondering.
Please make one of them say hamburger.
This one, well, actually, yeah, you can obviously walk around the room. I'm not going to force you to move yourself around the room. Oh, forgot to mention another key thing. Over here is what appears to be some sort of gateway, but there's nothing through it.
Okay.
Forgot that was up there. So this one is the symbol of the moon. This one is a symbol that translates as zenith. If you know in real life what zenith means, then Soros can just know. Otherwise, I'll get you to roll for it, which can be nature or a history or an arcana roll. Your choice.
He'll roll.
Okay. Very nice. 17. Zenith is essentially also known as the North Star. It is the star that is like basically directly above Earth in real life.
Yep.
So same sort of thing in the world of Terral. It is the star that is kind of like always above the top, the highest star. Zenith can also be used to describe things like the zenith of a mountain is the peak of a mountain sort of thing. So it's the top.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's appearing from your perspective at the bottom at the moment. You've also got ones like this one appears to be the word hunter. Kind of the symbol is to evoke like a bow and arrow. So yeah, there's a couple of different ones. You can also give me another intelligence roll. This one is the symbol for eclipse. So yeah, if you can work out the vibe I'm going for, go for it. Otherwise, you can roll me an intelligence roll, and I'll give you an extra clue on top of that.
I'm going to tell Gio what all these mean as well.
As you start to, she says, "That's okay, I understand."
Ah.
She leveled up and she gained proficiency in giant.
Okay.
I could choose the language. It's like, hey, this might be in handy in the future. So
She gets made giant one time, and now she's a fully fledged one.
I'm going to say that through her like weird abilities that she has with touch, she's actually just picked it up from you without you having to explicitly teach it. That's the
clever.
canonical reason. But with 15 though, so hunter is also obviously hunter as in like a bow and arrow, but it's also a star, the hunter star. Eclipse is obviously to do with the moon eclipsing the sun.
Yeah.
Zenith is a star. The sun and the moon are, well, the moon is a kind of celestial body. There doesn't actually appear to be one just for the sun anywhere here, but you also see another inscription, but this one is built into the arms of this device. So you kind of like walk underneath it and you can read that inscription. This one's not in runes, but it is in giant. So it's in the language, but not magical runes.
Mm-hmm.
There's two different messages that you pick up. When the eye of the hunter watches over the moon, the path shall open. Align the twins to guard the north, while the red eyes gaze south. And I feel like Alex is going, I'm glad I'm not here right
now. Have you got that written down somewhere?
I can post it in the chat for you. I'll post it in the
Thank you.
In the Foundry chat. I nearly called it the Roll20 chat. That would have been dumb. We haven't been on Roll20 in years. Also, just another bit of description I forgot to mention. So around the walls of this room are small, like really small alcoves. When I say small, I mean like that much of an indentation into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But all of those are kind of blank, but they kind of have a shape like they might be for like a painting or a fresco or something like that. But they're all blank at the moment.
Okay. Has anyone got a UV light on them?
Do you have a spell that allows you to see in UV?
I was hoping I did. But I don't think I do.
Is there a spell like that?
I actually don't know. I don't think so. But probably a good thing. With
Maybe
I'd
dark
put it
vision?
under. I'd put it under true vision.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, sure.
I think you can get a spell that grants you true vision.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
What is true vision? Is that like seeing invisible shit as well, and like
Seeing in vision, seeing
just
through
seeing
illusions,
everything basically?
seeing through illusions.
Yeah. Oh.
Where do you want to begin, Tommy?
Well, I mean, I got to go to that crank.
Okay.
Did I just jump over there?
Yeah, I mean, these water channels are not particularly deep, nor are they particularly wide, so you couldn't step over this one. You'd have to like hop over it, but this one you could easily just like do a wide step over. So.
All right.
Also, I realized that you asked Gion about like how close this was to the dim gate, and she was in the middle of answering, and then we went on a tangent.
Yes.
So she'll also say, "This device in the middle, it is not like the one in the south, but there was a large brass object. It was some sort of lensed device. You would look through one end, and the other end was bigger, and it would show you things that were far away. But it was on a crank that you could move."
These gems, were they the same?
There were no gems there.
I feel like they must represent realms. Or stars.
How many realms are there? She says, looking around. I can only think of 3.
Can I roll something?
Religion. Or Arcana. So if that would be higher with an Arcana, you can make it Arcana.
Exactly the same.
Okay. So there's Hestavar,
Mhm.
which is heaven, basically. Helavar, which is hell.
Mhm.
Terral, which is the realm you're on.
Mhm.
There are also writings of places like the Elemental Chaos, the Astral Sea, and such like, but those are more theoretical. Most people agree that Hestavar and Helavar are explicit, real locations, whereas the Elemental Chaos and the Astral Sea are like, these would make sense to exist, but it's theoretical.
But we haven't proven anything, yeah.
You've also gone to a realm, the place in between places is what we coined it in the session. I don't think you were actually there for that session, but it was the one where you took the portal from Earthhold to Domask. Grigari. But and that didn't fit the description of any place. It doesn't fit the description of Hestavar or Helavar or Terral.
Technically, it doesn't count as a place.
As I say, I think, was it Orbade, or was it eco-sanguinatus, one of those two refer to it as the place between places while talking to Aegis or the Ruined, which kind of implies that it's not a... It is the absence of a place, for want of a better term. Which is that a realm or is that not a realm? We're getting into theoretical magic physics. It's, you know...
It's just the service tunnel.
Yeah.
Alright. Can I look through this lens now? Just to see what's there?
The lens does not allow you to look through it. Instead, the lens appears to be able to be kind of directed on like a pivot, so you can have it pointing basically directly up, you could have it pointing directly towards the entrance, or you could have it pointing somewhere in the middle, so it's like pivoting on a tilt, but you can't like pan.
Is there light coming from it?
Yes. And it's currently kind of vaguely pointing at the device in the middle.
It's a projection of some kind then, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. When the eye of the hunter watches over the moon... Which one was hunter?
Hunter is this bow symbol over here.
Okay.
And then moon was the one at the very top.
Moon's it. Okay. Align the twins to guard the north, while the red eye gazes south. Alright. I'm gonna turn the crank clockwise and see what happens.
Okay, clockwise, you say. Oh, well, that's why. Let me know when you want to stop turning it.
Can't actually see them.
Oh, you can't see them? Try moving.
They kind of like load in and out.
Try moving your mouse. It's probably because your mouse is underneath them.
Maybe. I don't actually see them moving. I see they have moved, but they've kind of frozen now.
Oh yeah,
but
because I'd stopped moving them.
Okay. I want the red one to be at the top, so it's over the south. Yeah.
Okay. You're very smart. It feels like it's almost locked into position. Actually, no, it is locked in position. I was just going to check whether there was like a one where these two were perfectly in the middle. There isn't, because of how far I can rotate it. You worked out my riddle designed for preschoolers. Well done. I love the memes about D&D players spending 4 hours trying to work out puzzles designed for children. But well done. No, have an inspiration point, because you worked that out instantaneously without any extra clues needed.
Fuck yeah.
God, I love riddles.
Alex doesn't. Again, Alex is very happy he's not here.
Alex has just worked out that the gems are on a different level from the ground.
I like word riddles as long as it doesn't mean I have to move things and use physical objects.
My favorite puzzle I've ever done in D&D was the one in Fates and Tides, where it was like realign the tiles, but you can only move one at a time sort of thing. Very classic puzzle. And Callum was like, all right, let me work this out. Meanwhile, Tommy and Alex were just like, let the smart guy do it. And they felt both in character and out of character. It was just like, I think Callum probably spent about an hour trying to work out the puzzle.
Hey, but he did it.
He did it.
Little did they know, I was just brute forcing it. those two were like, oh yeah, he's working out. I was like, nope, brute force.
I would also like to roll an insight, because I have suspicion that this is just one of two combinations that it could be.
Okay. Roll me an insight then.
I'm gonna get Gion to roll as well.
Nat 1, baby. Same result
wow.
overall, but nat 1. You're too busy kind of watching the arms as they move. As they move, you hear the grinding of the gears and the shuddering of like dust shaking loose. Each of the arms seems to move independently from each other, which I know it didn't do on the artwork, but it does in game. As you do this, you notice a bunch of different things happen all at once. First of all, as you're turning, this bit in the center, which if you move your mouse to it you won't be able to see, but the bit in the center where it's the kind of disc with the two brass orbs starts rotating until eventually it's perfectly flat. And you can roll me another insight check on what that seems to be representing.
Nat 20.
Random dice, random number generator. This appears to be a planet, and maybe the sun or another planet or something like that. The two brass orbs appear to be a planet and some other orb in the astral, in the sky, and then the circles would appear to represent stars.
Mm-hmm.
The other things that happen all at once is once they lock into this position where we've left them at the moment, a fresco lights up in the wall over here. So almost like, I say lights up, it doesn't light up. Carvings illuminate suddenly. Where previously there was flat stone, there is now a carved fresco into the wall depicting some sort of scene. And the final thing is, the iris blades of the aperture start to open wider and wider and wider, further illuminating the room. And as they do, you then feel like you need to align this lens in some way. What do you want to look into first?
In what directions can I actually move the light?
Up and down, basically.
And it's currently facing up.
Up, but not really at anything in particular. It's kind of, at the moment, it's kind of vaguely pointing at this arm, essentially.
So I'm assuming it kind of goes from like the axis. It goes it can either face all the way up at the ceiling or and then slide down that way and then down and then yeah. If I were pointing it at the wall, where would it go?
You can't point it at the wall, so it can only basically point. If you were pointing it at a wall, it would be the entrance, basically.
Right. Okay. So that's the way it goes down.
Yeah, you can't point it at the fresco.
Can I point it up all the way?
Yep. Can you roll me a perception check as you do that, then?
Also, let me know if it hits anything, like the light actually
that's
points
what I'm
it.
getting
Yeah.
to roll.
Yeah. What am I rolling? Sorry, perception.
Yes. And since you've said that, I'll make the DC lower, that you're specifically looking for that. That's good enough. When it hits this disc that's in the center with the two brass orbs, it starts to illuminate the circles that are like the holes in the disc.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the sense that there maybe is some other function for it, but that seems to be doing something.
All right. I'll leave it on that then.
Then I'm going to get you on to roll perception check. God damn it, I thought I disabled that sound and replaced it with another sound. There we go. Gion's going to make a perception check as well. Since that 11 was enough to notice what I described, but not enough to notice. She rolled a 10. Alright.
Oh boy.
Neither of you are going to have time to react to this, I'm afraid. This is going to happen whether you like it or not.
Oh boy.
Suddenly, a shadow flicks above both of you in the room, and you hear this boom as something hits the brass disc, and the entire machine reverberates. Words hard to say sometimes. And then you hear a roar, and a figure is going to launch themselves at you.
Oh dear.
They're going to get advantage on this attack.
Oh, golly gosh.
Does a
Cool new
19
dice,
hit
by the way.
you? Thank you. Does a 19 hit you as they launch themselves off of this device at you while screaming?
Yes.
Right. Oh, also the sword's on fire.
Okay. Do I get
you-
resistance to this then?
Yes, you do. You get resistance to the
Sweet.
fire damage, not to the slashing damage.
Yeah.
So you're going to take 12 slashing damage. You're not raging yet or anything, so that's just 12. And then 4 fire damage. And with that, you can roll me some initiative. The figure themselves is tall, pale white, with black markings over their face, like tattoos. They're 7 foot full, so they're taller than you. They are female. They are wearing chainmail, and the eyes appear to be this kind of milky, pale white, almost like they're blind. It's up to you whether if you recognize anything from that description or from the image, you can know what race they are. Otherwise, I can get you to do a roll.
I'll take the roll.
I guess a history
70.
roll then.
Added clues.
It's an ASMR. That's my good.
Well, they're not a giant. They're not tall enough to be a giant, but they're bigger than you. So, part giant? You've heard stories of Goliaths.
Well, first I'm going to rage, so I
It's
can
not-
get big too.
Not your turn yet. You've rolled
Oh,
a
yeah.
initiative, but, you know, I hadn't rolled for the L2 yet. Gion got
Yeah.
a 20.
Fuck, yeah.
Alright, so Gion will go first then. And she's going to try and do some acrobatics to try and end up behind that woman while dodging over the apparatus. She rolled a 3. Okay. She is going to jump off of this wheel, and as she does, it kind of spins the wheel faster, and she's going to end up on top of this arm because it swings, and she's not going to get injured from it, but she ends up not in a particularly useful spot. Your turn.
I'm going to rage.
You getting big?
I'm going to get big, yeah.
You can't be the shortest in the room. Well, you weren't the shortest in the room, Gion was, but you can't be shorter than someone else in the room.
It's more that I want to seem like I could be friendly.
Okay. Alright, hit your rage then. Okay, you roar, you suddenly get big. The woman kind of gives a quizzical look at you, but doesn't seem to immediately be like, oh, you're a friend because you're big.
Okay. And I'm not going to attack. Not yet, anyway.
Alright.
I will get my axe out, but I won't hold it up to her just yet. I'm just kind of in a defensive position.
Then she will say, in Giant, Intruder, leave this place.
And I will return in giant. I was going to ask what tongue she speaks, but that makes my life a lot easier. I believe I am here to talk to you.
Alright. Roll me a persuasion check.
Do I get any bonus at speaking her language?
I'm allowing you to roll a persuasion check.
Alright, fair.
You You speak my tongue. You think that impresses me?
I believe it is a start.
She's going to swing at you. Since you said you weren't going to attack her just yet, I'm moving on.
Fair.
Right.
Where's the song from?
Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
Alright, so she's going to swing at you with her flaming sword. That is a miss.
Thank
She does
fuck.
have extra attacks, so she's going to swing
Oh,
again.
shit.
That's a hit, 21. So you're going to get hit with 6 damage because you're raging, followed by the fire damage, which again will be halved because you're resistant. I rolled 2 6s though, so you can take 6 damage. Oh, I accidentally did that to her. Whoopsie. And then she's also going to add on some extra damage on top of that. And she uses Divine Smite.
Oh, boy.
You take a further 11 points of radiant damage.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Many intruders have spoken our tongues. Their skeletons now line the lakes. If you remember in Songs of Forsaken, I can't remember who swam underwater, but you got attacked by living skeletons.
Yeah. We all did, didn't we? Can't remember.
Who can say? It was so many years ago. Gion's turn. She doesn't need to really roll to hop down, so she's just going to hop down. And she's going to try and get some attacks in. That's a nat 1.
Oh, boy.
This character's just going to easily just duck underneath her first swing and end up here, and Gion's going to end up there, so...
That was a nat one with advantage?
It wasn't advantage, it wasn't quite flanking.
Oh.
I'm a stickler for that. Her next roll, though, was a nat 20, so again, a random number generator.
They're all over the place.
What's unarmed strike doing these days? It's 1... Where art thou? I, for the life of me, cannot see how much damage she should be doing with unarmed strike, so I'm just going to do an unarmed strike, because it's +1 on the damage, so rather than using the Cestus, that's actually better. So +1 on top of that, so 15 damage to her. She will then go ahead and use Flurry of Blows.
I lost health from that hit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
No, you're still on 10.
I thought I was on higher than that. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, my screen flickered.
That
She
might
did
be
that.
because you're injured, I don't know.
Don't know.
That will also hit. It's another 12 damage, holy shit. And her final attack will also hit. The good news is this woman looks equally as fucked up as you now.
Jesus. That's saying something.
Yeah, well, critical hit and then 2 more hits on top of it is nasty business. It is your turn, Sorrows. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna use my bonus to heal with my ointment.
Fiddle in your little pouch, get out your jointment jar and just rub it into your wounds. Eat some wheels of cheese while you're at it. It's a lot of healing.
I'll go in for an attack. Actually, I will move first. Then I'll go for an attack.
So with advantage.
And yeah, he did a silly.
It happens.
Double 14.
Okie doke. What's your bonus? It's +6, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you hit.
Oh, and my element is gonna be... Frost.
Okay. So 9 slashing damage. Plus how much frost? How would you like to do this?
I'm not gonna kill her.
Okay, how would you like to do this?
I'm gonna switch to the side of my axe.
You clobber her around.
I'm just gonna clobber her. Not around the back of her head. That doesn't sound very. That's Batman levels of I don't kill people.
Hit him with that Akiri execution. Side of the axe, dong in the face.
Actually, I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's no way this is a giant fucking axe. So instead, I'm gonna go for the top. I'm gonna use it as a kind of a pole arm and try and push her down with it.
Okay. You slam her into the ground. She falls unconscious. Unless you wanted her to be conscious on one hit point, I guess you could.
I wanted to be conscious. Yeah, just wounded, on the ground,
Defeated,
and
but
held down.
So I'm going to leave it with incapacitated but not unconscious. There we go. Oh, not hovering, incapacitated. There we go. Cool. Very
Starts
nice.
listening to the Arcane soundtrack.
All right. What do you do when you knock her down?
I too am having problems with. Fuck.
Imposters.
Not imposters. I was gonna say imposters. What word does she use?
Intruders is what the word
Intruders. That's it. Yeah. A bit of a brain fart there.
Sorry.
I too am having trouble with intruders. I came here to find answers, and it seems we share the same problem.
So real quick, how your height doubles when you
Correct, I think.
yeah, your horns are nearly touching this arm, by the way.
Mind my head?
Yeah. It's not quite. You've got about 3 feet, but like that's how tall you are. Is that like if you tripled in height, you'd be getting clobbered by this thing right now.
Got one big ass axe over her. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how funny it would be if you like knocked to the ground, said this, and then just a fucking armillary eye just went clonk into your head.
Unconscious.
Fucking Pirates of the Caribbean level shit. All right. Your words mean nothing, outsider. Can you roll me a perception check when she says that? As you hear her say that, you also hear some commotion coming from the entrance. You see another Goliath woman, this one in a hooded robe, rushing forward with a much bigger woman behind her in armor. And the one in the robe starts to like shoot out her arm. As she does that, the larger woman tries to kind of reach out almost as if to stop her. But she is going to get a spell off at you. Whether she hits or not is another thing entirely. But she's...
I was going to do something before she did, if possible.
Okay.
I'd like to say, if my words mean nothing, let my actions do so instead. And I'm gonna drop her a potion and take my axe off of her.
Okay, that's still going to be happening at the same time as this person's launching this spell, so I'm going to say that they're going to have to roll an insight check to work out that you're not being actively hostile to their friend. They got pretty good. They got a 17. Alright, so then as you notice that, you see them about to launch a spell, and then the other woman kind of going like, no, 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 stop. And then she like hangs her hand back. Spell's still like charged, ready to go, but she then closes her fist and it dissipates.
I'll give her a greater healing potion.
Alright, do you just want to roll it for me and it will use it up for you, and then I can just apply the healing.
Big woman.
Alright. 14 healing, pretty good. You see the giant, it's obvious she is a giant, nods her head as she continues to walk into the room. The Goliath follows her. The giant calls out in common, "What is your name?" At which point the woman at your feet, who's just chugged down the health potion, says, "He speaks our tongue." The woman turns her head at that and says, "Then which language do you prefer, outsider?"
I'll speak in giant. It only seems respectable to speak in your tongue in this location.
Just as long as you are fluent enough that our understanding is not lost.
I have studied for many years.
Very well. And who are you?
Some call me Sorrows, but my name is Alia.
Alia. What brings you to this place?
As I said to your companion, this world has had visitors that I do not quite understand the motives of. And I fear they may have came from a location like this, if not this location.
They did not come from this location.
Very well. Either way, I came here hoping that I may learn something of use to defend this world. Or perhaps gain an ally.
Roll me a persuasion check. You have proven yourself a worthy adversary, but an honorable one for sparing my friend. Renier, stop the spinning. Return it to where they locked it into. The woman you were fighting spits up some blood on the floor and then will stand up. And
I'll offer a hand as well.
she bats
If
your
she
hand
thinks
away.
it. Yeah, figured.
but will then grab the crank wheel and stop it with one hand. Before you went big, it took you 2 hands to turn it. And then she will slowly pull it back into the locked location it was in before.
Mm-hmm.
These beings from another world, says the giant, who... The other two are dressed in like much more simple clothing. Like it almost looks like they could have gone to a city or town and got it made by like a normal blacksmith. And yes, is wearing, as I say, chainmail. The spellcaster over here is wearing simple cloth and then a blue hooded robe. This woman is wearing fine, like a blue silk dress that obviously custom made for a giant who's standing over 20 feet tall. And then also kind of gold adornment, a necklace, gold adornment on her kind of shoulder, a golden crown. Looks like the sorts of stories you've heard of, like kings and queens, but older in style.
Mm-hmm.
What intruders from another world do you speak of?
I haven't actually seen any demons yet, have I?
No. But you know that Neurixius was a demon, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oops.
We encountered a dragonborn, and I know that there are others out there, and I do not trust that their motives are good for anyone.
A dragonborn. It should be noted there is not a giant word for dragonborn, so while the rest of that sentence was said in giant, when you said dragonborn, it was in common. But she repeats the word back. I know not this word.
Think of a man that bears the resemblance of a dragon. They are not from this realm. Did I ever find out what realm they were actually from?
If he's a demon, Helliver.
Yeah, okay. I can only assume, as a demon race, that they come from Hellivar.
And you fear what? An invasion?
They possess the ability to disguise themselves as natives as this world. I fear more than an invasion. I fear that they may already have their claws in the powers of each nation.
So
I fear it's a beyond an invasion.
And so you seek to understand the failures of my people so that you may avert them.
How? I mean, Soros knows a fair bit about the giants, but what about their failures would he know about?
What is general knowledge is that the giants used to have a almost world-spanning empire before Eladrin, before elves and dwarves and humans and such like, tieflings. And you've seen some evidence that giants still existed during the times of all those other races that I've just mentioned. Indeed, you are in the presence of one right now, so they clearly still exist now, but the empire completely collapsed. It's not clear what happened. No one really knows, other than a great calamity left the giant empire in ruin, and the giants almost at the point of mythology where people aren't certain that they still exist. This is the first time you've ever seen a giant in person. You've maybe heard stories of them before, but they are reclusive, they live in solitude. Some people say that they live in tribes. There are legends and myths of giant cities hidden somewhere in the world, but here you found what appears to be a soul temple, for want of a better term, with a soul giant and 2 Goliaths in it.
Would I know anything about Goliath, or is this just a wow? Okay, what the fuck are you?
Goliaths are rare, but they can be found in any given city. Like, it's not certain that you'll run into one in a city, but like, you know, they're not so uncommon that you have potentially never met one. What they are exactly, they're tribal. They are believed to be descendants of giants in some way. But beyond that, basically half giants is what most people consider them to be, or descended of giants bloodline, which might technically make Sorrows, if the rumors are to be believed, part Goliath, by extension of being part giant, if he is, which again is just a rumor.
I suppose that is one way of putting it. I can't say I'm fully sure what I came here to learn, but anything helpful.
Then tell me what you see, she says, pointing over at the fresco that you made appear.
What do I see?
Roll me, I guess an insight check.
A 20.
You see a...
Cheating on you, Alex! Fucking doing it!
Cheeky fuck.
You see a giant spire, like that of, you know, a big palace or city or castle, and the tower appears to be like fully, what's what I'm looking for? Fully like intact, perfectly normal, but the surrounding city that you can see in the fresco appears to be in ruins. Beyond it appears to be just like a desolate wasteland.
Do I have any idea what this tower is?
For that, with a nat 20, it reminds you of the Tower of Arzamor, which is this huge spire that can be seen for literally, you know, you can see it from days away. Arzamor supposedly was a giant city before turning to ruin and then being reclaimed by other races.
I know this tower as one that belongs to Arzamor, but I assume it means something else to you.
It is the fate of all things. Decay. The fate you seek to avoid is unavoidable. Maybe postponable. But all things crumble in the end.
Then I feel my people get to decide how to go out on their own terms, not by the control of somebody else.
And what would you do to protect your people?
Whatever it takes.
At this point, you'd probably be small again, unless you're still like stabbing yourself to rage.
I'll shrink. Yeah.
That's a dangerous sentiment. Whatever it takes. Hubris is another certainty in all people.
Which is why I choose to seek knowledge from my elders, so that the path I take is an educated one.
Then ask what questions you may have of me, she says, kneeling down so that her eyes are still higher than eye level by quite a bit, but you're no longer like up like this at her. And then she'll say,
Man,
little one.
This is a fucking Logan. This is what it feels like moment.
Yeah, she then calls you little one after saying to ask me your questions.
What happened to the giants?
There was a war. It was giant against giant, but there were outside forces ensuring it would take place.
From this realm?
I do not believe so.
This sounds familiar.
It is believed that before my kind, there was another.
Go on.
They were known as the Titans. Primordial beings. They died too. Another war. This is what we do. Living things. We grow too big, and then we implode.
Well, with your help, hopefully Azamor is the only place that would feel that fate.
And how would you see me helping you? Would you have me wage your war for you?
I would not ask that of you. You have lost enough.
Then what? More questions?
I imagine things got desperate near the end. Plans formed, weapons made.
We were so much more powerful than all of you little creatures. You use our gates, yes? All of your arcane knowledge is built off of our work. Yes, we built terrible things. We built things that could destroy entire cities. We built things that could enslave dragons.
I have come into contact with such magic. Domination magic, they call it.
There were even stories of those who tore apart the very fabric of existence, allowed them to manipulate time.
I'm gonna go a little bit pale when she says that. If Azamor already have the ability to dominate dragons, what's to say they don't have this ability too?
I know not what Asmor does or does not do.
How have you stayed hidden for so long?
She gestures over at the gate, which you notice is now seemingly active as well. You guess it probably has been active since you moved the armillary into position.
Where does it lead? This stays with us. You have my word.
The Serrilos can be used to take people to many places. Some of them are giants' last refuges, dotted around the world, secluded places like this. But the place you selected, for whatever reason, is not a place that I would go. Not a real place, but a vision.
Where does it lead?
To the end. She gestures back at the fresco. A vision of things to come, perhaps. It's worth noting as well, by the way, just as an extra bit of description, because you might be getting a vibe that she's not predicting the future in an oracle sense, but you do notice, again, the Goliath that you fought appears to be blind, although she's not behaving like she's blind. Like, Dai behaves like he's blind. She is, like, looking like someone who can see, but her eyes are that milky white. Same thing with this Goliath back here. If you you can decide now, has Sorrows ever met a Goliath before today?
No.
Okay, then, yeah, that's all the information you're getting.
And the other inscription. I will just get it so I can quote it properly.
Just quote it for you.
That's alright. Oh, wait, no, I've gone past it. Yeah, I've got it. When the eye of the hunter watches over the moon, the path shall open. I assume that leads somewhere else.
That would take you to one of our great cities, now in ruin, far to the west.
I'm gonna again look at Gion, but I won't say anything. The spire, and I'll point to the wall.
What about it?
Is that where it leads?
That is where the gate would currently lead.
And if I ever wish to use this gate, what would you ask of me?
I would ask you why you need it.
To go out on our own terms.
If you want to do that, why not just walk out into the desert?
Because they are not the terms I choose.
You want it to be bloody. You want to die fighting.
If that's how it has to be. Rather in chains. Again.
One thing I have noticed about your kind with shorter lifespans. Something. It was you who told me you overheard. She says, looking over at the mage of some kind. What was it, Megara? Megara says, it's better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. It is the immature view of children, says the giant. It is better to live on your feet than to die on your knees.
I couldn't agree more.
But you seem determined for war.
I fear that there is no other choice. But if I must die on my feet so that others may live on theirs, that is what I fight for. To plant seeds for trees that I may never sit under the shade of.
Alright, fucking... What's his name from Andor? Raffen? Rail? Something like that. I mean, I was quoting fucking... Or paraphrasing fucking... catch-22. So we're both. Just
Yeah, I
referencing
thought
pop
I'd
culture.
paraphrase you right in return. Can I be right back quick and pee? Because I am dying to pee.
Okay, yeah, sure. If
Well,
that's
you,
if that's what Soros wants to die for.
I will be standing for that.
I'll transition over to core point, but we're in the middle of a conversation right now, and I don't imagine his piss is going to take the next hour or whatever. So
Let's just say if it takes an hour, we go over to core point.
Yeah, if we hit the hour mark.
Yeah, that's fine.
This will all be cut from the VOD. Hey, Samo, Arcane.
Yeah. The act itself made me depressed, and the fact that we didn't watch it together in our group made me depressed as well.
You didn't ask for us to watch it in a group.
No. I mean, I did plan to watch it with Alex and Callum like way back already. So that was already like, so we knew we did want to watch it, but then on the day itself, I think Alex couldn't, and the next day when I said we would, I couldn't, and then we just decided to just watch it like on our own.
I always feel with shows that you're like super hype about coming out, I always prefer to watch them on my own, and then if I need to, rewatch it with a friend. So like we've both already seen it once and then rewatch it because I just don't want to have to wait around for someone.
I agree, but I just love hearing other people's reaction.
Yeah.
It's not always that bad. Like when you can actually lock down that time and like watch, a good amount of it, like it is really good. Like, we managed to do it plenty of times with the Star Wars shows and everything.
Yeah, Bad Batch.
Yeah, but the number of times that it would be a Star Wars show that came out like 2 days ago, and I'd ask you if you'd seen it, and be like, still waiting. Be like, I can't wait the 2 days. I can't do it.
My piss turned to tears when I overheard that you were planning a group watch of Arcane, and I was never invited.
Me neither, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
I mean, if you guys want to have like a big ass fucking watch party, I'm more
Do you know what I did realize that I don't think Samo's seen unless he's watched it on his own, but I know that everyone else in the group has watched because we introduced Callum and Alex to it. It's Firefly.
I've not. I think
like
my mom actually watched that, and I
like
think that was one of the shows that she's recommended to me, which she also recommended Kingdom to me.
Yes,
when you
Kingdom
recommended that.
If you don't know what Kingdom is, it's a South Korean period drama / zombie horror. So it's like set in like Korean medieval ages, but it's a zombie horror, and it's just like it's got like the political stuff from like Game of Thrones, but also zombie horror, and it's just like it's good shit.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, Tom, I think the original conversation happened when me, Samo, and Callum were watching anime, and me and Callum were trying to persuade Samo to play Star Wars, and Samo said that he'd play Star Wars if we watched Arcane with him.
Wow.
Well, he never held his end of the bargain, so we shouldn't have gone through with it anyway.
Alright, first of all, this didn't actually happen yet because we actually haven't even seen Arcane together yet. So the bargain isn't even done
you
yet.
haven't even watched it yet, so
yeah.
He hasn't broken any deals.
So,
Samo did actually tell me that he was already going to do it weekends ago.
That is also true.
He broke a deal before that.
That is also true. But I've had so little time that I couldn't even raid in WoW anymore. And then it's bad, and I don't have actually a lot of time these days.
Okay, shit, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
You know it's really bad when you measure your metric of free time by I can't even play WoW anymore.
Yes.
Also raid as well, which is one of the longest bits of content.
And probably the least enjoyable. It's just...
Listen,
agree.
if I can't clear the entire raid on Heroic in a week, I am depressed.
Alright. Hi, depressed. I'm Peter. Anyways, so you want to die for your people then?
I would give anything for my people.
As noble a death as any, I suppose.
As much as I acknowledge it is noble to live for yours.
You can use the gate if you wish, but I imagine it will only raise more questions than answers. You, of course, will not be allowed to use it to go to any of our settlements, as you are not one of us.
I understand. Though, should I survive to one day earn such an honor, it would be, well, something I have dreamt about for a long time.
To what? See the glory of the giants?
Aye.
It is a myth, little one. There is no glory. But
That does not matter to me.
But if you wish to see what all of our machinations led to, she gestures towards the portal again. The way is open.
These gates, like the one to the spire, is it in our time or in yours?
The path that is currently open is to a time that is neither, or both. The other ones are more direct, simple teleportations. One location to another.
Wait, so could I use this to go to Azamor now or not?
She is not saying... So it's currently showing you the fresco of the spire, which you've said is Azamor. She has not said it's Azamor. And she's saying that that way is currently open, but it's a time that's neither now or then. So
and then there's the end.
That's the same one. The end is...
Oh, it's the same one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the one who's made the Azamor connection, which I'm not saying is wrong, but she is not called it that.
Okay. Oh, when I asked about the Azamor one, that was for the other inscription. I was asking if the other inscription went somewhere else.
The other inscription goes to the city far to the east.
Okay.
Which is not Azamor.
Not
Even though
Azamor,
Azamor is to the east, it's not far enough.
Yeah. Would I be able to work out where that is?
If it's further east than Azamor, it's not on the same continent. It's not in Serral,
okay.
It's somewhere further east than that, which you know that further east than that you get to the continent of Adralan, but that you don't really know anything about the geography of Adralan.
Right, okay. But from what she's told me, I can assume that that's just somewhere where the giants are now.
Potentially. She did call it a ruin, though, so that particular city maybe not, but...
Yeah. May I see what is behind this door now?
It will change you.
Perhaps that's what needs to happen.
Well, the way is open. You see Ernest, the one you fought, kind of clearly about to object and then bites her tongue.
I'm going to walk over to Gion. I do not think you should follow me on this one.
If you are sure.
I would rather you were safe.
I can't remember whether you speak Elvish or not. You don't, do you?
No.
Then she can't communicate to you in a language that no one else in the room speaks. Then she'll just say underneath her breath, as safe as I feel around these three.
I'll take her hand. And I'll kiss her hand.
Be safe.
I will return.
Before you go through the portal, I'm going to get you to make one last perception check, and then we are then going to jump over to core point, even though core point stuff is happening days before, just because I don't want the others to have to sit for too much longer without having a scene. So, Gatto.
Understandable. Gatto.
Oh my god, that's a cat.
Perception, yeah?
Yeah.
It's also an orange cat. Oh no.
Hell yeah. The iris blades are now realigned so that all of the different dots and lines line up with each other. It kind of resembles constellations. However, unlike a normal constellation where it would be, you know, white stars on a black background, these are black. Like, it's illuminating, but it's black. It's almost like the lack of light that's emanating from these circles. It's a little bit disconcerting.
Just void.
Yes. And you gather as well, just from like general knowledge, so essentially different combinations mean different things, but each of these sigils essentially represents a different location. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 12, I'm just double checking. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 12. So there are 12 different locations that this could potentially go to. One of them is the place you're about to go to. One of them is a city far to the east. You would hazard a guess that the Dim Gate is another one of them, but you're not sure how to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
She also said that you chose, almost implying that you chose which one to select, but you were following an inscription, which makes you wonder whether the inscription almost chooses for you, so to speak.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you go through the portal?
I do.
Then we'll come back to you in a little bit. Some juicy lore drops. Always fun.
Big lady.
And big lady. Core point.
Death by Snoosu.
Also, I'm impressed that I nearly killed you with that one.
2 rounds. Nearly gone.
Paladins can hit hard with Divine Smite, and the fact that you weren't raging to begin with obviously helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also almost killed her, to be fair. And then obviously did, or defeated her. But yeah, you had her on lower than 10 hit points when you were lower than 10 hit points, and then Gion came in and hit her 3 times, including a nat 20. So. Alright. You guys have arrived at Core Point. I think you did some shopping, you recruited Root Beer and Goldtooth, and then you had found a tavern to stay. What do you guys want to do now that you're in Core Point? We'll move
Wait, so just so I know, nothing happened here when I was gone?
No, we didn't do any Core Point scenes while you were gone. Right, first and foremost, message back. If civil war breaks out, we may need your support. Sorrows is in the area. That's still one word. So, Oris may be better than whatever the Tiefling capital is. I'm blanking on that. Too many locations, too many places, too many things. You know how it is. Then... And also, the Tiefling capital is different in the subsequent campaigns that I've ran previously. So this is a place that's not ingrained in my brain. Then Nefaris. There you go. So basically, yeah, saying, if a civil war breaks out, we may need your support. Sorrows is already in the area, so Nefaris might not be the best place to regroup. Oris might be better anyways. Do you want to reply to that? You just...
I'll keep it simple and just say, keep us posted.
The next day he'll probably send back, we'll do XXX.
Aw.
So excellent.
If I was to do something during the night, I just want to try, as I'm in my meditative state as an elf, I'd like to try and reach out to... I still think he's still a mysterious figure to me, right? He hasn't, Obeid hasn't revealed himself to me.
I can't remember if he's told you
Obeid.
his name or not yet. I think he did to Zila. I don't think he did to you
Yeah,
yet.
he hasn't yet to me, because I keep trying to ask him and he's like, no, not telling you shit.
You want to reach out to Obeid, though?
Yeah, basically I'm just trying to see if he'll, basically have a communion with me.
Alright, roll me an Arcana check at night.
Alright, cool. Roll them bones.
And also, let's see if your dice look weird. No, your dice are normal. Don't know why Tommy's dice look weird.
Damn.
I mean, I like Tommy's new dice. I just don't know why they look different. I didn't tweak anything, but hey-ho. 21 is not enough.
It's fine.
But if you want to communicate with him, you have a way to do it.
I know.
No roll needed.
I know.
You don't want to do it?
Nope.
You don't want to talk to him that badly?
I'm basically just trying to reach out to him.
Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, no. Never mind. Sorry, I was looking at Tommy's roll. 21, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Alright, yeah. I'm going to say this now. You're going to need a 25 to do it without using your feature. Otherwise, he'll come talk to you when he wants to. So, 19 or higher is what you're looking for on the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you've got a higher roll for religion, I don't think you do. But if you've got a bigger bonus to
No.
religion, then yeah. Okay. Anyone else doing anything that night?
I will also just quickly do some crafting stuff.
That's fine. Room is
Alright.
prepaid, by the way, the room, so you don't need to worry about money. I've already taken off of you from last session.
As I actually haven't done any of my crafting yet. I've bought so much shit and I just haven't crafted. So let me get this out of the way now.
I'll just do my poisonous kit.
Okay. Does that mean you're milking Merg?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Intense
there's so
milking
many
session.
superior fucking potions of healing.
Don't worry about it.
And a potion of revival. And another, what the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
How am I
Ages
supposed
for
to,
you to cook.
how am I supposed to murder you if you got all these heals and revives?
Don't worry about it.
It's just 4 potions you have to bread.
What I need to do is just have it so next time he rolls a nat 1 on an acrobatics check, he falls on his bag and just shatters all the potions inside his bag.
I mean, Ages is also very much not a person to tell anyone he has these potions, so if you kill Ages, I mean...
He explicitly
wanted-
told someone that he had a potion of revival, and then it saved his life.
Did it?
Oh no, it saved fucking Neurixius' life before it then didn't a couple of sessions later. Remember the first time you died and Gion saved you with a potion of revival that she knew was on Aegis' body?
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Alright, so you're just going to rest up to get rid of that exhaustion then, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Bro, I was pressing that craft all button and never was.
There's not a craft all button, unfortunately, so it's just... Okay. We enter the 9th of Dead Month then. So yeah, Celeste will send another message back just confirming that he will keep you posted on what's going on and any updates. He also adds to it, I can't remember if I said this in my first message during the session, that they're going to try and work out who to kind of connect with being the new leader. Cool. What do you guys want to do in the actual Thieves Guild then? Not the Thieves. Sorry, one of my notes has something about the Thieves Guild. Spoiler alert. What do you guys want to do in Core Point? You
Yeah, the Thieves Guild sounds cool.
can try and find the Thieves Guild if you want.
And talk to government.
So heading to the palace, the throne room.
I guess. Is that what everyone else wanted to do as well?
That works for everyone else. I'm prepped for it.
Sure.
No, Cat. That is nope.
I thought for a moment there that Callum said no cap, and I was like, who are you?
No cap on the stack.
That right there is the forbidden shelf. We don't go up there. Thank you.
You must know by now that cats don't have forbidden shelves.
I know. Oh, so I just brewed a potion or two.
Yeah. Or 80.
No.
Alright, you walk through the canvas streets of Core Point underneath the shade of the various coloured cloths, and it's not particularly difficult to find the palace, in inverted commas, of Core Point. Where you've been to places like Ildari Forest, where, you know, the palace was this giant tree that could be seen for miles around. You went to Earthhold, where it was, you know, this giant throne room with huge statues. Core Point's palace is a house that's slightly larger than the other houses, 2 stories, and made of the same sandstone as everything else. There are no statues or anything adorning the outside of it. It's just a slightly larger house. There are no guards posted outside. There is a door. It does not appear to be locked.
Am I meant to be able to see?
Yes.
I will refresh because I only have a black screen.
Also, for some reason, you're still injured, so let's fix that as well. Yeah, you should be able to see as normal.
Might take me a couple of minutes to load in.
Alright, we'll continue on then. Yeah, you were at the front room. What do you guys want to do?
Enter, I guess.
Cool. This appears to be the problem in this particular campaign, with Soros going off and doing his own thing, as we no longer have a leader just to take charge.
I guess the old man stumbled into it.
Alright.
Oh god.
What?
I'm kidding. Oh god.
There's no spiders on the map. You walk into a large open sandstone room with 6 pillars keeping up this vaulted ceiling. Around you, you do see various orcish figures. Some of them appear to be guards. Some of them just kind of like normal guards, and some appear to be like slightly more kind of prepared, I guess, for combat or what have you. But none of them have their weapons like drawn, ready to attack you or anything. They're just all kind of like, you know, standing on guard. At the opposite end of the room sits an orc in a kind of very kind of pose on the throne, just kind of like slopped into it. Alright, you walk in, and this guy is going to step forward towards you. Halt.
I'll...
Name.
Wait. Second. Hey. I mean, my character is pretty damn old already, and does have certain struggles with walking or whatever. But he'll put on extra thick this time. He's like, I don't know, heavy onto his walking stick and whatever. Oh, hello there.
Name.
Oh, I'm Moog, and these are my companion.
They seem shy.
Well, we're kind of blocking the entrance right now, aren't we?
What is the purpose of your visit to the king?
Oh, we merely wanted an audience.
For?
I'm afraid that's for the king alone to know.
You're not gonna have a private audience with him and we're in the bloody throne room, so how about you just answer my fucking question, old man? He gets closer into your face when he says that.
Well, we have a little, what's best to call this? Proposition, I suppose.
Presenting to His Majesty Moog and companions with a business proposition. He removes his hand from being like in front of your chest and goes and sits down on this chair. The king just does a two-finger, kind of like you can approach. The king, by the way, does not wear fine jewelry. He does not wear a crown, instead having a simple blue markings on his foreheads. Look like war paint. He seems reasonably young for an orc. He looks to be, around about 60 or so.
When I enter the hall, just because I would have been taught it and everything, I'll whatever the custom orcish sort of greeting would be for royalty such as this, I will do.
Probably bend a knee.
Yeah, and I'll just stay bent.
Fienzan will do the same, and so will Goldtooth.
I'll sort of look around and then realise everyone else is doing it, so I'll do it as well.
Moog?
I won't, considering my character probably won't get up again.
And root beer seeing everyone except for Moog doing it will kind of do her hands like that and then take a knee as well. Moog and companions, you are in the presence of Holg Jagged Jaw, says this orc over here, King of Corepoint and the Kingdom of Stone Bay. Speak your piece.
Well, I'm sure that one of my fellow companions will make a much better job at explaining what mostly they have planned. And I'll take a little step to the side.
I mean, I know this in my head, so I'm hoping this is still true. Orcs, very sort of blunt and to the point, but they also value, strength and stuff, right?
Yep, that is pretty much summing up them perfectly.
Alright, so I'm going to take initiative here with this one. What would the moniker I'd use for the... Is it just, your Majesty, or...
Your Majesty, my King, Your Highness.
Excellent, then. So I'll whip out my orcish language, which probably sounds a lot posher than it should be, because, I learnt it from... I learnt it in fucking thingy.
Eladrin school.
In the Eladrin school, so it's going to sound a lot posher than they're probably used to. But I'll greetings, my king. We come here with a proposition from far. We travelers seek an alliance for an upcoming war.
Seem to be a ragtag bunch. Though
There are many more of us, my king.
So what kingdom do you represent?
We have no kingdom yet.
What sort of alliance would I be making then?
We seek to take down Azamor.
That's almost as funny as your accent.
He sits up though, and leans on his knees.
How exactly are you planning to take on Azamor?
We are in the current stages of amassing alliances, making sure that we can provide better numbers than we have currently, but we are amassing them as we speak.
And who's we? Don't even know your name, just the old guy.
I am Aegis, my king. Aegis Forthen.
Aegis Forthen. Recognize that name.
While you may recognize it, I assure you I have no allegiances with my family.
Good. Fuck the Eladrin.
Quite.
Alright. So this alliance, who's it with? Beyond Aegis Forthen and Moog.
So far, we have an understanding with the dwarves and the wood elves. The drow have been a bit harder to persuade, but it seems that a cult of dusk is rampant. It's been harder to gain access for an invitation to their queen.
So what, you get all these little kingdoms, forest folk and hill dwarves, little island people, and then you come to the orcs because you want someone who actually knows how to fight.
You hear some of the orcs chuckle at that.
Of course, my king, the orcs' strength and oh, why can't I think of the word?
Martial prowess.
Thank you. That is exactly what I was thinking of. Martial prowess would be a great boon.
Of course, there's only one problem I see. Why the fuck should we? Azamor's on the other arse end of the continent. Many days by ocean, more days by land, including through dozens of other kingdoms just to get to us. Why poke the hornet's nest?
That is understandable, my king. But surely you are privy to Azamor's grip and how vast it can be. And the ones that they have riding dragons.
Let me ask you a question,
He says, standing up from his throne.
Do you know why the fucking hornheads have never taken us out?
History?
You can roll me a history check.
Yeah, I'll also
Yeah.
roll.
Racist.
Oh no, fantasy racism in this fantasy game that's got a lot of explicit fantasy racism in it.
That's our
Actually-
terminology.
Actually, wait, is this all in Orcish still?
Yes.
Oh, then I will not be rolling this.
I will be speaking in Orcish until the king does not want to.
Just gonna check whether root beer can help you out, Ruined. No, she can't, sorry. I was gonna see if she can have tongues or anything. Yeah, you have no idea of a 13 or a 9, Moog.
Take it from your expression and you don't. Make it real simple for you. No kind other than the Orcs can survive in a place as harsh as Stone Bay. Their armies get tired, grow hungry, grow weak. Vazimor wants a war with the Orcs, and they come to us for it. They lose. Don't matter how many dragons they fly over. I'd bet any amount on that. So really, what do I have to gain from joining up with your ragtag alliance?
Real quick, actually, just had an idea. The Ruined, with your hair feature, would that allow you to understand languages that you're overhearing, or is it only the languages?
No, it's only what I understand.
I was just
It's
wondering if you
literally
could,
what I can see and hear. It doesn't change anything else.
Just wondering if you could pop a hair on Aegis and suddenly be able to understand the conversation.
Yeah, no.
Be a very weird, Ruined thing to do while everyone's like bending the knee, just.
Yeah.
It's just the Ruined instinctually hands him like this bloody like clump of hair, and Aegis is just like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Just in the middle of this like gripping conversation.
Yeah. So his last question was, what do they have to gain?
Not only would it create quite a large power vacuum, might I say, if Azamor was to fall, I'm sure benefiting us to overthrow them could help with more allegiances to then help you expand or see other opportunities taken.
Why would the Orcs need allies? And the power vacuum. I doubt we'd be able to capitalize on it much, given how far away they would be.
What about trade, though?
I suppose trade is useful.
As it stands, Ozamor controls basically all trades on this continent. Maybe not all of it, but most of it.
It's
Surely
true.
you benefit.
We sometimes struggle. Of course, what we normally do then is we just take what we want from those who have it.
Wouldn't it be smarter, easier to just get what you want without just taking it? Surely benefiting from it makes it way easier for you.
Well, you know what they say. Easy times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Hard times make strong men. Strong men make easy times.
I'm gonna turn back to Thienzin and just say, do you know what they're talking about?
Thienzin will just mutter back in Elvish just so that hopefully people don't understand. No, but I think he just said something really fucking dumb and cringy.
I'll reply back in Elvish. Well, I hope it's going well.
You alright?
Bit dusty in here. It's all the sand.
I hate sand.
Me too. It's coarse, rough.
I like how he just broke out of orchestra asking the roads okay.
No, this is Fiennes.
Oh, okay.
Talking.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're just whispering to each other in Elvish.
Yeah,
Well,
two
there
kids
you
at the
go.
back of class.
Not sus at all.
Yeah.
Anyways, how does Aegis or Moog respond to the whole alpha male fucking bullshit that he just quoted?
It's an interesting concept.
Now, here's what I could see if you did want to hire us as an army for your war. Would be payment. How about half or whatever's found in Aasimor's coffers?
Just worth noting, a couple of things that immediately spring to mind to you or to everyone who can understand that proposal. First of all, it's entirely possible that other groups that you might recruit might want a share of the coffers.
Yes. Yeah.
No one
Yeah,
has currently
that's-
said that of the
Yeah.
groups you've recruited, but it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
The other thing is, are you planning to gut Aasimor, i.e. all the people who live there just like being displaced or living in poverty, or do you plan to replace Aasimor with a better Aasimor? Because if it's the latter, Aasimor is going to need money to be able to sustain and look after its civilians and what have you.
Exactly.
So half is a huge ask and a pretty unreasonable one, but you know, that's his price he's currently quoting you.
That is a tall ask, my king. We do not seek to burn Aasimor to the ground. A few of us here, the reason this whole thing has started is we were slaves of Aasimor. Broke free, and now we wish to see others under their tyranny free. While we wish to burn it down, we also wish to rebuild it. Can't exactly rebuild a city when there's nothing left to pay for.
How about royalties?
Can I roll a whatever check to see if I know if Aasimor has like some kind of famous like arsenal, like weapon stash room? Are they like known to have like this?
Roll me a history check and I'll give you some general information on that.
Okay. That's actually yeah, I'm gonna inspiration that.
Okay. That's better. 16.
Better.
I mean, Aasimor is the richest city. It is the most powerful militarily and the most powerful magically. So you're looking at the most money, the most treasure, and yeah, probably the most magical weapons out of any other city. A pretty close second in most of those categories would be Valar, the Eladrin capital. But Aasimor definitely takes the lead there.
Okay. Well, how about this then? Since we don't actually plan to rob the entire place. Instead of giving you half of everything they have, by how you people live, by strength and honor, you get all kind of weaponry that they have. And nobody will fight you for it.
Got one issue with that.
He jumps down off of this platform.
See, I asked for half because you talk about things like alliances, which we have no need for. I asked for half because you want me to get involved in a war that will not benefit my people. You asked for half. Even though all of the kingdoms around it will likely benefit from the power vacuum you describe, while we reside on the other side of the continent. I asked for half because you're asking me to take a gamble on people that I don't know. You describe my people as fighting with might and honor. But do you?
Well,
I am going to stand and meet his gaze.
He
fireball.
exhales out of his nose, but
Final counteroffer. Trade agreement. Equaling the sum of half of whatever loot is in Azamor for however many years of provisions and goods.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Excellent. Oh fuck, this is gonna be bad because I should have probably drunk something beforehand, but it's fine, we'll just roll.
oh, hold on one moment.
Yeah, it would look
Don't
real
forget-
fucked if I just drink a potion and then do it.
Mo, cast guidance on me.
I think you have the bonding die still as well if you want to add anything to that.
I think that's only for attacks, isn't it?
I think it's for checks as well. I thunk.
Yep. Bonding. Add 1d4 to a saving throw, attribute test, which is a skill check as well, or an attack
Oh,
roll.
okay.
Hell yeah, you
attack
got a
roll is-
hype man.
And the attack rolls reduce rather than add to your attack rolls. It's to reduce the attack roll aimed at you.
Oh, okay. So in that case, fuck it. I'll use a ruined bonding die because
Yeah.
it's been there fucking ages.
Otherwise you gain a new one.
Yeah.
Whose fucking ages?
That's an 18.
Yep.
Moog, you casting guidance, or are you leaving it as it is?
The thing is, I would have to touch him, so I would have to walk over.
Yeah.
And-
just wingman me.
And I'm with my partner. I agree with him.
Nah, I'm good for now.
So an 18.
Yep.
You speak a big plan, a promise to pay back over many years. Lot can happen to stop that from coming true. How about this?
My final counteroffer, he says, stepping forward so that you're like nose to nose almost. He's like 100% invading your personal space at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You and I, and your friends and my friends, we go on a hunt. And if I like the way that you fight, maybe I accept this deal of yours, Aegis Forthen.
Still staring at him. I'll put my hand sort of to where my chest is and then spit into my hand and hold it out.
That's disgusting. Why would you do that?
Yeah, he just looks down at and goes,
That seems unhygienic.
he spits in his hand and grasps your hand.
W.
I'll just start laughing too.
Right. Then tomorrow, we leave on our hunt. I've been hearing the game is good out near Fornath recently. We shall take a ship there across the lake. Prepare what provisions you will need, and Meet us at the docks at morning.
Until the morning. I'll sort of go down to one knee again as he leaves, and then, or as he goes back to his chair, and then cool. I'm fine to go.
All right.
As I turn around next to the ruin, I go, that went better than expected.
Oh, well, that's good. I didn't catch any of it.
Catch you up as we leave.
Then I shall leave.
How's Goldtooth looking after all of that? Is he looking impressed, or?
Impressed with your negotiation skills. You can roll me an insight for anything else that you want to kind of glean from him.
Okay. Whew. Hey, I'm just happy that an Eladrin was able to do shit like that.
With a 19, he also seems... he said that Core Point seemed different from what he remembered.
Mm.
This place feels familiar to him. He's kind of impressed almost with how little it seems to have changed.
Right. So while everything else in Core Point has changed, he's taken back that here is pretty...
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, what do you guys do now?
As we're leaving, could I do a general perception check or insight or something? Just looking around the room just to make sure there aren't any sussy backers that are
Sure.
looking a bit too hard into us.
Go ahead, give me that roll.
God damn it.
I was really confused by where that came from, Founder. I was like, did Alex add a sound to his nat 1 or something? 3. There are a bunch of orcs in the room. Actually, no, it's not a bunch of orcs. Some of them are half orcs.
Quite perceptive of
It's
you.
a conspiracy.
Alright. Doing anything else that day?
Yeah, I mean, as we leave, I'll catch the ruined up from what happened.
Oh, a hunt. That's not too bad. In fact, I enjoy a hunt.
Depends on what we're hunting, but I'm just glad that my lessons in Orcish paid off.
Your
That was
accent
quite
could
good.
use work, says Goldtooth.
Yes, I think that's just the environment of my learning, but
You communicated. That is what's important.
I would have made a fine diplomat if I finished my studies.
You wanted to know what we're going to be hunting, says Goldtooth to the round.
Yes.
If I was to guess, we're looking at the desert outside Fornaf. Bullets.
Gulp.
What?
Oh well, it'll be fun trying to take it on at least.
Can I roll something for that?
Sure.
Like a what? Nature?
Yeah, nature would be most appropriate. Nice 6 on there.
Yeah, I've
druid.
never even heard of those fuckers.
Yeah, you don't know whether bullets are real or not.
Yeah.
With a 15, bullets are burrowing land sharks, is what they're often referred to.
Right.
That live underneath the desert.
Can't wait to be yeeted off a cliff.
I still got flashbacks, man. I can't.
know.
Bro.
My favorite bit though was when you guys were just like, Guys, there's a
Oh.
bullet in this area and it's going to be so fucking difficult. Like, prepare yourself. Tommy's first go, just
Oh.
fucking thunder
I was
wave
so
the bullet
pissed.
off.
You have no
I
clue
was
how
so
much that
pissed,
thing fucked
and you
us
guys-
up.
I know, and you
No, I
guys worked
fought
out
it.
it was so easy, and I was like, you've got to be fucking.
I fought it in single player campaigns. It's fucking rough as a fight, especially at that level. But Tommy just instantly taking it out in one hit. I was just like, yeah, that was so difficult, guys.
Fuck.
We're like, I was gonna have a meltdown after that. I was like, can't believe I talked it up that big, and then he just gets fucking one shot. Like, I can't be doing this.
But yeah, you're familiar with bullets and how dangerous they can be. Aegis probably never faced one, but you've read about them.
Interesting.
They're not that difficult to defeat. Just mind where you tread.
Alright, you guys doing anything else that day?
Ooh, I would like to go shopping.
Alright, you can browse the shops. They're all available to you. Just don't get too lost in the magic items shop, because I think Samo had a bit of a meltdown when he looked at that last session.
Mm.
The magic shop one is
Yeah. There goes Alex.
it's a whole fucking Bible.
Yeah, where's all my money gone?
Mostly spent on the ship travel.
Also horse.
Oh yeah, a lot of it's on horse. I also was like, yeah, Alex doesn't have a lot of money, and then Callum was like, check horse, and I went, oh yeah, nearly 2,000 gold on your horse. Alright, while you're browsing that though, if no one wants to do any like story stuff, then we're going to hop back over to Tom and Alex. You can just browse in the background if that works.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Tommy, you were heading through that portal.
Yes.
Actually, this isn't the song I want to use. What do I want? What did I want? I can't find it now. Alright, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. You step through the portal and it's like walking through a wall of water, despite the fact it looks like smoke. And as you step out of the wall of water, you kind of come to like you're like this, and suddenly you're rising up onto your feet again. As gravity kind of reasserts itself, and you're standing in a shallow pool of water. It's bright. Appears to be daytime. You're standing atop a tower that's made of white stone. Some of the roofs have the kind of green metal to them. And out beyond you, you just see what seems to be this endless desert of white sand or salt or snow. It's not cold. It's got a chill, but it kind of reminds you of a nighttime breeze in the summer.
Above me, is there a ceiling or is it the sky?
It is the sky, and as you look up, something unnerves you to your bone. It looks like daytime, but you can see the stars. but rather than the stars being these shining balls of light in the darkness, they are black pinpoints in the daytime.
Oh shit.
Can you roll me either a nature or a survival check? Okay. I'm not giving you anything over 12.
Understandable. Can I look at the reflection in the water
Mm-hmm.
and see if the stars are the same, if I look the same?
You look the same, the sky looks the same.
Can I roll a perception to see if there's anything strange?
Sure, roll me a perception check. With 15, you see something moving down the stairs over here. A creature on all fours, and as it comes beyond this wall, you can see what it is. It appears to be a lynx.
It's a cat.
You can roll me a nature check, or if you know anything about lynxes, then again, that's what Sorrows knows, but otherwise you can roll me a nature check and I can give you some information about lynxes.
I'll roll a nature.
It's also a giant lynx, I should note, not a normal lynx, but hey.
Yeah.
Giant lynxes are magical creatures that are linked to the Fae. The coats grow lighter in the winter, helping them to camouflage in the favoured habitats, even when the landscape is drenched in snow. That being said, this lynx's fur is blue. Kind of dark blue and purple. The crafty hunters, cooperating in small groups to trap prey and occasionally using a magical gift to scout likely hunting locations. They're smart enough to outwit many of the hunters who seek to trap them for their fur, and they're fond of disabling any trapper snares that they find in their territories. The other thing is, they are nocturnal.
But it's daytime, appearingly. Yeah. Do I actually see a sun?
No, there is no sun in the sky.
Is there a moon?
Nope.
Oh boy.
There is, however, with that 15 you got before on perception, as you kind of look around trying to take in more of your surroundings, you do see some like ruined buildings that are not quite as tall as the spire you're on, but like off in the distance, so you can tell that like that fresco where you saw a ruined city, you'd gather that if you walk towards the edge of the tower, you'd probably see a ruined city below. But the other thing you see is on the horizon, and there's no mountains around or anything like that, it's just flat land all around you, but on the horizon there is a soft green glow. Almost like a... choking up, it's so emotional. Almost like a sunrise, but a kind of sickly pale green.
Do I see a gate where I came from, or am I just kind of here?
You do not see a gate. However, you entered through the water, so maybe that would be how you'd return. It's an instinct that feels natural to you.
I'm gonna drink a potion and heal up.
Okay, drink a potion. The potion has no effect on you.
Oh my fucking god. I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Nice roll though. 32 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna try and activate my elemental weapon.
You draw your axe, you do whatever you do to normally try and activate it. Twist it like you're Nero, kind of revving your sword. It has no effect.
God damn it, Matthias. This building, does the architecture look familiar?
It looks like some of the drawings and examples you've seen of giant architecture, different to the Serrilos, but familiar enough. You've only seen the Tower of Arzamor from afar. This doesn't look to be the exact same tower, but it's like, if you were to describe it, it's like a sister of the tower in Arzamor.
Alright. I'm going to start walking forward.
As you start to walk forward, can you give me another perception check?
Mm-hmm.
The sky starts to shift as you do, the black stars moving. The green glow in the horizon also moves, rising up in the sky. And now you see it almost like a tear in the sky, a rift of glowing green energy. Basically, every step you take, it seems like if you were to imagine yourself standing inside a globe, the globe is spinning around you.
Okay.
The lynx, by the way, is just kind of stood there watching you with one paw raised up.
I'm going to take a ration out of my pack as I approach.
Okay. As you continue to step forward, the ration rots in your hand.
Oh. I guess I'll just place the rotted ration on the ground. Maybe it eats that, I don't know.
The lynx looks at you inquisitively. And then give me another perception check. I rolled a nat 1 and you rolled a nat 2.
Oh.
Okay. Suddenly, a shadow flies above you both. And you see the flap of wings and claws grab the lynx and rip it from the ground and tear off into the sky with its prey.
Yikes. I'm going to be cautious of those. Do I recognize that kind of bird?
You can roll me a nature check. I'm going to give you disadvantage because you got a 2. So you didn't get to get a good look at it, but I'm going to give you a description of it, but I'm not going to say what type of bird it is, so if you can work it out from the description, then great. First of all, it had wings and feathers.
Great.
Probably the most noticeable thing is that it had a fairly small beak comparative to its size, and rather than a lot of birds that have like quite angular faces, it had a much more round face.
So an owl.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
Also a nocturnal bird. Is there a door here, or is it kind of an open wall structure?
It's an open walled structure. It's like a what's it called? A gazebo sort of thing.
Yeah. Can I walk in from anywhere? Has it got railings?
Yeah, you can walk in. Map doesn't actually allow you, so you'll be on the roof, but that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No fancy stuff for this. It's just a flat JPEG.
I thought this is where I was supposed to be going. Whoops.
No, you can just explore this area freely. As you walk into the gazebo, you see a figure sitting on a bench inside the gazebo. They have a lit lantern next to them and a book that they are writing in with quill and ink. Roll me another perception check, getting you to do all the perceptions. That's pretty good. The form, it fucks with your head because it's amorphous. They are humanoid, but are they a man? Are they a woman? Are they non-binary? Are they human? Are they elf? Are they tiefling? It's like every time your brain starts to latch onto something concrete about this person, it slips away and you forget what it was the moment before. The figure's clothing, likewise, seems to shift constantly. But they are a humanoid figure writing in a book by lantern light.
What are you writing?
The figure pauses, almost like they can hear something on the wind. And then they look in your direction, but it's through you. However, they are now having the book resting on their lap, so you can lean over and read the book if you want.
Yeah.
It is names. Names and dates. As you glance your eye down the list of names, they're the names of people you know, people you care about. Maybe Aegis is on there, maybe the Ruined is on there, maybe Moog's on there, but maybe not, you've only just met Moog. Gion's on there, Kytheria will be on there, your parents are on there, Nerexius is on there, and your name is in the process of being written. The dates have no real meaning unless you give me an insight check.
Bitch.
Oh no.
The date next to Nerexius' name catches your eye as it lines up with the date that Nerexius died.
Yeah, I figured.
Ah, hell nah.
Hmm.
The figure seems to dismiss whatever they heard on the wind, and they go back to starting to write your name.
Or they continue writing.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any like sticks or anything?
Sure, there can be
Anything on the ground.
Yes, some bushes with some twigs that you can snap off or something.
I want to lightly toss the stick at the book and see what happens to the stick.
The stick lands on the open book.
Do they react?
And they pick up the stick. They close the book and they stand up looking again in your direction. One feature starts to permeate while everything else about them shifts. There's one thing that seems to stay true. Their eyes are pure white and clouded.
Does it look like the Goliath eyes?
To an extent. Also looks like Dai's eyes.
Where's the book?
They left it on the bench next to them.
hold on. I'm just reminding myself what I have in my inventory.
What can he use to burn
Oh,
the book?
shit.
He's going to smith the book. He's going to hit it with a hammer.
Mm. I'm going to try speaking again.
Okay.
You are no mere person, are you? You are a force.
Roll me a persuasion check.
The sun is rising. Night is almost over.
What is almost over?
If you didn't hear, he said night is almost over.
Ah, night is almost over. And what happens at the dawn?
His, the brow flickers in this kind of inquisitive look again, like they're almost hearing something. There you go.
Is there someone there? You're not like the others. Your presence. It feels less tangible.
You have had visitors before?
I'm sorry. If you're there, I cannot hear you.
Go ahead.
What? Is there like dust on the ground? Seeing that nobody's been here besides this guy?
Yeah, I'd say that.
I'm gonna take a stick again, and I'm gonna draw in the dust.
I hear you like dead leaves against the stone.
What was that?
I hear you like dead leaves against the stone.
I don't know.
But I cannot see.
I'm just gonna write I am here in the dust in front of it.
They don't look down at the ground. They seem to be completely oblivious to what specifically you're doing.
Once again, forgetting that they're blind.
Uh,
Standard Tom move.
well, the Goliaths weren't, so.
Whoever you are, I sense that you can linger here.
What was that?
Whoever you are, I sense you cannot linger here long.
I'm gonna toss the stick to the other side of the gazebo.
They look over in that direction.
And then head over to the book.
Okay. What are you doing with the book?
I'm just gonna lightly touch it. Just lightly touch it.
It's a book. Simple, leather bound, known blade, like in metal bits on it to kind of emblazon it. No title as far as you can tell. Doesn't even appear to be that long, maybe a couple 100 pages.
Can I see Celeste's name?
It's not open currently. He closed it when he stood up.
Can I try and open it?
As you try and lift it or lift its cover, it feels like stone. The weight of it is insurmountable.
Can I? I want to not chant to myself, but yeah, I'll mutter to myself. I'll look down and I'll hold on to the hammer head I've got around my neck. I'm gonna say to myself, "Death is no burden to me. It comes as so does the sun does rise. I accept it."
Okay. Do you then try and open the book again?
Mm-hmm.
It does not yield.
Damn.
Sorry, man.
All right. Fare thee well, entity.
The figure simply seems confused, and as you start to walk away, they will eventually return to sitting by the book, by the lantern. They seem basically as equally as confused as I imagine Sorrows is feeling right now.
I'll try and say it in other languages too. I don't expect it to work, but I'll say fare thee well, entity, in Giant first.
Still no response.
And then Infernal.
Still no response.
Nah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. As you continue to walk, the sky above continues to shift, the green rift continues to rise. At this point, the green rift is nearly noon. This drawbridge continues to another tower, and beyond that, more of the city. You can ask about whether you recognize that banner or not.
Yes.
You do not.
Okay. I'll keep note of it, though. Is there actually anything over here for me to see?
No.
Oh, okay.
More tower, more weird shit.
So this tree's alive.
Yep. All the trees appear to be alive.
Alright, I want to take a branch that has leaves on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the guy.
Okay.
And hold. I want to touch him with the leaves. See what happens to the leaves.
You prod him with a stick with leaves on it. He brushes them away and just kind of moves the stick away like it's an insect that he's felt on his face, sort of thing.
The leaves are alive.
Yep.
Alright,
I mean,
I'm gonna go back in.
Probably destined to die now because, you know, you separated them from the tree, but...
Yes.
I don't know when a leaf technically dies when you snap them off of a tree, but...
Okay, I'm gonna place my hand on his shoulder.
He still doesn't react, but your hand starts to hurt. You've been hit by radiant damage before.
Radiant, eh? Okay. I'll take my hand off. I wasn't doing it forcefully or anything. Yeah. And then can I look really deep into his eyes?
Sure. these white glowing orbs in this ever-shifting amorphous face, almost like it's made of smoke.
Do I see anything in his eyes or anything? Portals to the soul and all that?
No, they appear to blankly stare through you.
Do I sense anything familiar about it?
Roll me an insight check. Yes, but you can't place it. The familiarity.
I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to slowly start writing on his arm, just so he can feel it. I'll Okay, good point. With a stick. I forgot about the hurty thing. With a stick. I'll try write an I first.
He again continues to try and like shift his arm away, like there's something like some irritation there, but he doesn't seem to be acknowledging the fact that you're trying to do anything specific. Do you persist?
Yes.
Okay. He continues to seem to get more agitated by this thing that's annoying his arm, and then suddenly he will grab your arm and look you straight in the face.
You do not belong here.
Don't like that smirk on your face.
That was just me adding 5 damage to you.
Oh, okay. Alright. With fucking blood on the floor. I'll take his hint at this point.
You walk away then?
Yeah.
The stars continue to shift. At this point, you're probably at about 3 p.m. If you're guessing that the Green Rift approximates where the sun should be.
Is there anything else note I see around here in
Roll
this
me a
gazebo?
perception check. No.
Start walking back to the water. I'm not going to go for the potential portal just yet. I'm just going to wade in the water a bit and watch time.
Each step you take is when time moves. It doesn't seem to move when you're standing still.
Yeah, okay. I'll just walk around where I think the portal is then.
How close are you going to take it? The sunset.
I'll see how the sky is affected when the sun starts going down.
The actual sky itself seems to stay the same except for the green rift gliding above it. The stars move, but you can always see the black stars. It's just different stars.
Do I feel different?
By being in this place, yes, but not as time passes.
Curiosity's doing bad things to me, man.
Yeah, man. You know what they say about curiosity and cats?
Thankfully, I'm not a cat.
At this point, it seems that if you take maybe 10 more steps, the green rift will go below the next horizon. So it'll be like it was when you first arrived here.
So it's like I've been here nearly 24 hours.
If you take another 10 steps, yeah.
I'm going to go through the portal. Or try.
So you lie down in the water.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive back at the Serrilos. That's the closest I've been to just completely killing a character, because there would have been no way for you to be resurrected if your soul is in a place that no one else can get to.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about.
You step through the portal.
I'm clinging on to life at this point.
Yes, you kind of fall through the portal, more or less.
Big lady.
She will turn to you. Gion will run over to you to check on you. Also, I'm just going to move you over here because currently you're underneath of one of the planets. Yeah, Gion will run over to you to, like, you know, check on you. The giant will turn to you and just say, "And did you find what you were looking for?"
I don't even know where to begin on making sense of what I saw.
As I said, the end.
How many of you have been through that portal?
Only one.
Who?
They were our martyr.
What was their name?
Alluvia.
I believe that is a giant, like, giant names. You wouldn't necessarily always understand the meaning of them. Some of them you would, but some of them you wouldn't. That's a name that you don't understand, like, the translation of it, essentially. You recognize it as a name, but not what it actually means.
Does the name have a meaning?
In your tongue.
She then says in common,
Love.
I assume it's a female name.
it sounds it, yeah.
Yeah. Did she fail to return from the portal?
She did not go through the portal. She went to the place that the portal leads to. The way that she went there is a one-way road.
I see. That explains a lot of things. I'm gonna look at my hand.
There is a thin white scar on it, so it kind of like shaped almost like a runic N, directly in the middle of your palm.
I'm gonna be hesitant about Gion touching me right now.
Unless you stopped her, she already did kind of like,
Oh, okay.
put your arm over her shoulder sort of thing.
Alright. In that case, I'll show her my palm.
Something did that to you in there?
I think death did.
She gives you a concerned look.
They had a book. A book of names. A book of dates. I recognized Norixia's name and the date of his demise. I saw all our names, including yours.
What did it mean?
As I said, death. Death is the end.
Death is not the end,
replies the giant.
What you saw is beyond death.
Beyond.
I believe you, like us, believe that when we perish, we go to another place. The place you saw is a place where no mortal soul can tread, even when they have died.
And how could I possibly be there?
You weren't, not really. Your soul was. And your soul did not escape unscathed.
Should I be concerned about this? And I'll show her my palm.
Fate marked.
What does that mean?
If you did not already have a destiny, you do now. You are intrinsically related to the future. You have a part to play.
What was that you cut out?
You're now marked for destiny. If you weren't before, you're now intrinsically linked to the future. You have a part to play.
Dai's going to have a field day with this.
I feel you have come all this way, and now you have more questions than answers.
That might be putting it lightly.
If you wish to try and fight for a better world, then that is a noble cause. But I warn you of this, Alia Umbridge.
My eyes are going to shift at that.
You cannot change your fate. It will follow you doggedly. Men who try and avoid it usually only make it worse. I will give you a gift in hopes that it may help you achieve your destiny, whatever it may be. Whether it's to die at the right moment, whether it's to live for the right people.
She takes from a bag that she has at her side 2 items and holds them out in her hands so you can select one of them. One is a book, the other resembles a compass.
What are they?
An archive of the stars, or a compass of the plains.
What are their uses?
This one, she says, holding up the book, can create a miniature of the Serrilos.
She says, gesturing at the golden disc embedded on its cover.
It will allow the spellcaster to help them find their path. The compass will allow you to more easily shift between planes if you ever are able to. It will also help you resist the effects of traveling to other planes.
Cut out there, what was that?
It will also help you resist the effects of other planes.
Ah. I'll take the compass.
Good choice, because the book was only tunable to a wizard. So I was like, if you pick that one, it's a good item, but you're not going to be able to use it unless you multi-class. Alright, I'll add it to your inventory.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I hope that we meet again. And that destiny doesn't claim me so soon.
She stands up. If we meet again, know that we are a reclusive people. I cannot promise you sanctuary each time.
Know that I mean your people no harm. The opposite, in fact. And I do not intend to bring war to your shores.
Intentions rarely matter. Only action. If you wish to protect my people, stay away.
I'll nod. And then, how far away was, Die and all that?
Oris
Again?
is a couple of days away. I'd have to measure out on the world map, but it's not, like, super far. So you are in the Serrilos, so if you went round the mountains last time, didn't you? Because you didn't want to try and cut through them.
Yeah.
So if you went through that path, 18 days divided by 2, 9 days away.
I don't suppose you have a gate to Aurelius, do you?
I am afraid not.
It was worth a shot. Very well. We shall leave you to your peace.
She nods her head. The other two Goliaths will just kind of glower at you as you start to walk out.
We'll head on our way.
Cool. All right. Next day. I'm aware of the time, so this is probably just a setup for next session, but that's fine. We love a good old setup, don't we?
Also, I'd like to just point out that the cat that's just come up to love me is the one that's been hiding under the bed all day, and she just can't get enough of me, so I'm very happy right now.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Cool. Anyone want to do anything before leaving Core Point? And Alex, did you buy anything in the end?
I did. Your boy is doing magic mushrooms
Excellent. You bought rainbow mushrooms indeed.
Baby girl. Oh.
Cool. So yeah, anyone want to do anything before leaving Core Point?
Love this cat internally. Do I have to roll for that, or?
No.
Oh, cool.
I
Could
do
always
need
become
to
a ranger
make
so you get a cat
saving
pet.
throw, I think, for the mushroom.
Oh, are you taking the mushroom as well? You're not just buying it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man's about to see colours. Man's about to be poisoned and see colours.
Fun
Well,
fact, I'm
he
pretty
is if he
sure.
fails.
I think these were the mushrooms that you guys didn't eat at the entrance to Ildari Forest.
Yeah, they're the ones I took though.
Right.
Oh.
So this is a very ordinary looking brown cap, black gill, and white stemmed mushroom. But it was already cut. So the exposed flesh where the cut was made is rosemary green, then turns a light blue. Oh, you took it and it disappeared from your inventory. I was reading it.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, it's appeared in the chat. Before turning a deep shade of Bordeaux. The stem's color, it said, goes from a deep blue to a pale orange after being cut or torn. Eating this mushroom forces the consumer to make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw. So, wisdom saving throw, please. Which you should be able to click in that little button on the chat. That's
oh, hell yeah,
great.
I'm seeing colours and confused, boy.
You are confused for 30 minutes. You're seeing colors during this period. Yeah, you can see colors change from one shade to another, as well as several times more intense than normal. Are you doing this the night before or the morning of?
The night before.
Okay, then you just have a cool trip while sleeping. And there we go.
Man's seeing everything right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hello.
Hey,
Aurora
also,
Borealis. Localized entirely in this tavern.
oh, there is another night stay at the tavern. That's a good point.
Oh, fuck. Money.
Yeah. Also, Aegis, did you want to try and contact the mysterious figure again that night?
Sorry, the cat just muted me. Yeah, sure.
Alright, give me an Arcana check. You need a 19
Okay.
or higher.
We're gonna roll Arcana now, baby.
Assuming you want a meal as well, 8 silver each, please. It's an 18. It's one off.
If only Sorrows was here for me to use my bonding die on him.
Or if only you told Moog what you were trying to do so he could give you guidance.
Yeah. Hello, beautiful.
But yeah, 8 silver each.
I have a sudden urge to play Divinity Original Sin again.
You're beautiful.
Why?
I know.
I don't know,
I
this
know I'm not
music
such a big
reminds me of it.
scary man.
It's from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. This just gives off major Divinity vibes.
So beautiful.
Alright.
Oh, the engine's coming over to the microphone.
I hear those purrs.
Yeah, she's an engine right now, bless her.
So,
yeah, it's her tail and face.
you then take a day's trip, and it does take nearly the full day to arrive across the other side of the Lake of Karen at Fornath. So each of you can then use up a ration, which you would use. Actually, no, you know what? Have 3 rations. You're with a hunting party.
Hey!
Anyone want to do anything while on the boat at all? Talk to anyone, anything like that?
Get away from the mic, you silly duck. Yeah, I want to hand out some of the potions I made. I know. Just let me do this. Hold on. Yeah.
I don't really want to do anything specific. I just want to try and seem as old and as useless as possible in combat. So the shock effect that I can actually do stuff is bigger when it happens.
Okay.
I hope to make a bigger impact then.
Leave the mic alone. No, that's the mic. Leave it alone. Let it alone.
I'm really sad that the hunt that you're going for is not a giant cat, just because the sound effects we're getting right now.
Let it alone.
It's just a giant cat that we have that's just purring.
Yeah, but let's actually purr canonically.
Damn.
Oh, I love you so much, Clementine.
When they're super aggressive, they purr.
Pete, do you want me to trade this to each individual person, or can you just take it out from my bag and do it? Because there's a lot of potions that are going to be
It's
flung
probably
out.
easier for me to do. I suppose.
Right.
Just
Because I have
just
9.
Give me a second. I'm doing other stuff at the same time.
Oh, you're such a beautiful kitty. Yes, you are.
No, I'm a
Yes,
man.
you are.
I'm a man. My
Kitty
name is
cat.
Anakin, and I'm a human.
Hey, I'm
Wait,
so
no, I'm a
glad you
human
come
and my
from
name
under
is
the
Anakin.
bed. Yes, you are. Ooh. Oh, you trilling? Hey,
Are you an
chirping?
angel?
Alright, who's getting what?
Right, so I have 9 superior healing potions. And
Good
how big is our party right now?
So,
Without the king?
without the king,
Because I'm assuming he's got his own provisions.
yeah, so the king is coming with a bunch of orcs as well. So if you're just talking
Yeah.
about your immediate party, it's
Yeah.
6 in total.
6 in total. Okay, so I want to give everyone a potion of healing superior. Leave the mic alone. You guys getting them good purrs?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's alright.
I don't mind. It's not the worst sound in the world.
Hey?
What's your brother doing? Or maybe your husband? I'm still not sure. Hey? You playing with the cat toy? Oh, you are such a beautiful cat.
Also, considering we're probably not gonna do this combat this evening anymore, I have to officially write down root beer as a free
Yeah.
session companion.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hello.
Well,
Oh.
Cool. So you're giving 1 to everyone. So that's 1 to Moog, 1 to the Ruined. I actually don't think this is any faster, but it's fine. I'm happy to do it. 1 to the Ruined. 1 to Fienzen.
Baby.
1 to Root Beer. And 1 to Goldtooth.
You going into your bed? Yeah. I did buy
Alright.
it for you, so I'm glad you're using it.
That's all the superior healing potions. Giving any other potions out?
Yes, I'd like to give the Ensign and the Ruined a potion of invulnerability. I believe that's the name for them.
Yep.
So, Aegis, or not Aegis, so the Ruined. It is a potion that will give you resistance to every single type of damage for like a minute.
Damn.
So I hope you use that well.
In before he even gets to pop it next session.
Yep. So that was the
Potions of invulnerability.
Potions of vulnerability. I will give Moog a potion of maximum of power as well. And if you don't know what that does, Samo, basically any spell 4th level or under that you cast while you've drunk that potion, it will do its maximum amount of roll damage. You don't roll damage, it does that. Alright. Samu's not really responding, so I don't know if he heard that.
wait, sorry, what?
I'm giving you a potion of maximum power.
How many
The
of those
fuck
did
is
you
that?
have again? It was 3, right? You had?
Maximum power? It was 3 or 4?
Yeah, well, it wasn't 4. It was either 3 or 2, but I couldn't remember. I accidentally gave you none when you gave away 1, so I had to put them back
Yeah.
in.
So basically, the first time you cast a damage-dealing spell of 4th level or lower within a minute of drinking the potion, instead of rolling dice to determine the damage dealt, you instead use the highest number possible each die.
Does this work with concentration spells?
Any spell that's 4th level or under,
And
for the
deals
next
damage.
for the next spell for a minute.
So the entire duration of a concentration spell would also gain full damage over.
Yes, because it's
The
still,
entire concentration.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
the first time you cast, not the first time you deal damage.
Damn. All right. Yeah, I'm. Yeah. I'm eating good tonight.
So I'm giving you one of them.
Yeah, I'm taking those. Wait, let me check if what I'm cooking up is a 4th level spell. One sec.
Anything else? Aegis?
And then I will also give the ruined. How many have I got of these again? The ruined, the Ensign, Moog, a potion of revival.
Okey-doke.
Ooh.
Tony's like, man, I miss my drug dealer. I'm not seeing your potions of revival anywhere. I saw you make them, but I'm not actually seeing where they are.
There is 4 of them. It should be above the Quipper scale and in between the potion of maximum power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just blind. So you're giving 3 of them away, so you're going to have 1 left yourself.
Yes. And on top, there's nothing about only being able to have drink like 1 potion effect at a time, right?
No, it's just that each one uses a bonus action, or you can do it as a standard action if you want to, so you can drink 2 in a turn, basically.
And because the Ruined is my brother, I will also give him my 1 potion of advantage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which, clues in the name, grants you advantage on a ability check, attack roll, saving throw of your choice you make within the next hour.
Very nice.
So you basically just get a free advantage on a roll you want within the next hour.
Sick.
Use it wisely.
Thank you very much. I will.
You might need to remind people at the very least to check all their potions at the beginning of the next session, just so
Yes,
they remember
yeah,
that
I
they've
will.
got stuff.
Yeah, I've got a fucking shit ton of stuff in my consumables now.
Yep.
I need to start using some of it.
To be fair, most of that was just given to you. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4 of those were just given to you. So,
Fair.
Yeah. I will also then give a greater healing potion to is it Sadok?
yeah, Sadok Goldtooth. Goldtooth's probably
Yeah.
the easier bit to remember.
Yeah, Goldtooth, and then the standard potion of healing I will give to Ruber.
Damn, favoritism.
Well, I can only really give what I got. They also got an extra superior healing potion as well.
Wait a second.
Also,
Goldtooth's not going to be written in Samo's journal yet because he's only been, like, actually in 2 sessions, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is his 3rd session as well. No, never mind.
yes.
Never mind.
Also, isn't Root Beer just level 2?
She
No.
is challenge
NPC.
rating 1.
Yeah. Still NPC, not an actual character.
But she has a decent number of hit points. She doesn't have significantly less than Aegis.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind.
Is she a halfling?
She is,
Yes.
Yeah, she's got 32,
Maybe.
so it's not, like, ridiculously low.
Okay. I thought it was like a
halfling
hit.
sorcerer named Ruber.
Maybe she is Pasta's sister.
I
We
was
did joke
saying
that she's
I
going
was-
to be Pasta's wife.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
saying
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
wait to like couple them up.
I hope she turns out to be some mass murderer too.
I mean, she's participated in 1, what's it called? Mob justice murder. Alright. I know we're slightly over time. I'm just going to do this as, like, the sting into next session, and then we can close it out.
Yeah.
So you arrive at the docks of Fornath at night, probably around about, let's go with 10 p.m. When you arrive, can you all give me a perception check?
I would get on top.
I missed the part where that's my problem. Some
Oh,
dirt
no.
anyway.
What a cock ass.
Hey, baby K. Dude, I know. I'm sorry. I've got to get up. I've got to roll a perception check. Hey.
And rather than have you explore this entire map, I'm skipping you towards near the end of the exploration
Trying
bit,
to roll a
just so we can
perception
get to
check.
it.
Ow, that's my finger. I need that for a perception check.
And after all, that was a 7. the ruins, you and Moog immediately pick up on the fact that, yeah, it's late at night. It's about 10:30. But the town, the docks, the streets, they're quiet. Too quiet. No light illuminates from inside the windows of any of these homes. You hear no dogs barking. It's a ghost town. This clearly unnerves the orcs that you're with, who will draw their weapons immediately and start walking through the town, basically preparing for combat. It takes you several minutes to get towards the outskirts of town on the other side, at which point feel free to explore, heading towards the left-hand side of the map.
Ooh,
Big
that's
jump.
close. Yeah. Not like it on my shoulders just yet.
Yeah, feel free to move.
Just see.
So let me check something.
Wiggly fingers. The wiggly fingers.
Ow! She keeps biting my goddamn finger I'm using to click the mouse. Hey? You feisty. Feisty. Vicious.
I would like. Oh, also, I should have gotten a long rest in. I would like to turn into a griffin.
Okay.
So his moves just go to, like, oh, I'm in a political situation. Griffin!
So much for gonna try and be subtle so that no one knows how powerful I am.
I'm just
I mean,
an old
with-
bad Griffin!
I mean, I would say at the point where people start drawing their weapons, I feel like that's a reasonable. Also, everything's pretty dark for me. I got the
Right,
same
yeah,
thing again where,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an annoying side effect. I'm sure I can probably... there might be a setting I can tweak to make it so it's automatic, but there you go.
Yeah. And I'll just fly up. And
How far do you want to fly up?
like 30 feet.
Cook. Cook.
Okay. As you all start to move forward, has anyone spotted it yet?
Nope. Could I roll another
What, the
perception check?
big ass Griffin?
Yeah, you spot the big ass griffin. No, just continue to move then.
Could I roll another perception?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check, I guess.
I mean, I see there's a ground that looks different from other ground.
Yeah. As you walk through the Dark Aegis, your dark vision just about saves you before you start heading this way, where you notice that that is a hole.
Yeah, sinkhole. Some sort.
Oh, I thought it was just mud or something.
Depth perception. If you move over there, it's maybe a little bit more obvious, I don't know. Yeah, there is a giant hole, and based on how big it is from your view, you'd guess it's about 150 feet in diameter. You hear the king as he steps forward go, "What could have made this?"
A big bullet?
You then hear one of the orcs murmur, "There was no bullet that would have made this. My king
we should return.
If it's a purple worm, I shit myself.
It could be Olgoi Korkoi.
He's saying this in Orcish, by the way, so the ruined, you don't understand what was just said.
Alright, I'll just be peering over the hole then.
Could I roll anything?
History
See
check.
if I... History. Bro, why does it always have to be history? Fuck all. Bro, my dice sets are gonna be so fucking horrible
You've
today.
never heard of Olgoi Korkoi.
That's a lot better. You've met them even. Damn.
I'm gonna whisper this to Aegis.
Fuck off, man.
It's Marmalade and Clementine on the same bed. What are the chances? Eh? Careful, Clementine, that's your bed. Licking yourself on stream? Saucy little girl. Eh? You're gonna need to put a modesty filter on that one, Pete. It's fine. I don't think the camera can see it.
No, it's actually cut off on stream view. There you go. I've whispered to you some information on what you know about Olgoi Korkoi.
Oh my god. That's not good.
As far as you know, fictitious though.
I mean, if it exists, that is not good.
I'm telling you, it's a purple worm, man.
The king just says, "Huh, a story for scaring children. Whatever made this hole is big, yes. But that just means it's a worthy hunt. Unless," and he says this in common, "our traveling companions are afraid and wish to abandon the hunt."
Oh no, I'm quite excited. This is going to be one big trophy.
Okay. You stare at the hole, and the hole in the earth stares back. And that's where we're going to end it with what is Olgoi Korkoi.
I think this is Moke's like 5th or 2nd or 6th session, and he hasn't been hit a single time yet. I just want to make that point.
Yep.
No.
Before your
Do it,
character dies, you
Dom.
mean?
Do it, Tom, Pete. Do it, Tom.
You see, I've reached a point where even if he now dies, that's impressive enough. For
Look,
me.
if he
Like,
dies,
that's
you're
good for me.
one step closer to an achievement, is all I can say.
Have you manufactured a fucked up, almost impossible achievement just for me?
No, there's an achievement that's to beat the world record in our campaigns of 5 deaths in one campaign. You've already got 1 death, so you're not that close to it, but... Alright. That is everything for Dragonriders this week. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next week to find out what the fuck's going on with Tommy's brain and him being fate touch now and what the fuck that means. Dai, as you said, will probably be like, hey, it's real cool that you fucked with stuff again. Why is it that this group continues to fuck with shit they don't understand? And also to find out what Olgoi Korkoi is.
Which is pure fiction.
Yeah, it might be pure fiction. I mean, something made the hole and made the town abandoned, but it could be a sinkhole. Maybe a huge sinkhole scared the town, they all ran away.
A meteor?
Meteor, maybe. We'll find out. Alright, bye-bye.
But